Hello, what's going on, everybody? Happy time zone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and all the other times. Howdy. Welcome in the red car. It sure does feel weird to be in this red car. How are y'all doing? Good to see Andy King in the chat. Dang, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. What's up, Mams? Bella. Dr. Whom, Stealth Mouse. We got Nyai Tupi. We got Harmless Jarmus. Ben Young Teaches Drum. That's a great name. I see what you did there. I approve. We'd got a double Quitchman in the chat. And an Albie. And a Scully. And a John. And an Alex, and a Skelly, and a Sooms. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Hope y'all doing well. It's very exciting to be live on YouTube for, not the first time. We've done this before, but the first time in a long time. And today is a very special day. We're finally going to talk about your song challenge submissions, which is equally exciting. And of course, I'm joined today by my good friend Ben Levin. Please give it up for the man, the myth, the legend. Oh, you're blocking.
I'm lo-fi.
You're getting hi-fi slowly, very slowly. You're becoming hi-fi.
Who let the fi in? I'm letting it in. I'm hi-fi. 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 Hi, I'm hi-fi.
Hi-fi. I'm dad.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hi-fi, I'm dad.
You're completely blocked out. This might be the most avant-garde piece Ben has done yet. I agree. Actually, Ben, maybe it's an idea. We should reconnect the call. One sec. I'm gonna kick you out.
Sounds good. That makes sense.
Yep. Sorry about that. Ben will be back in just a second. But yeah, super exciting to be here today. Very excited to talk about your songs. I hope that technical difficulties will be at a minimum, although I can't promise that because the red car does drive different, you know? The red car definitely drives different. But that doesn't take away from our beautiful songs that are also different, because this time y'all had to write a piece of music that has no chords, which is quite an undertaking. Ooh, I hear a voice.
Hello.
I see a gray screen with circling blue dots.
Is that me? Blue?
It's you. This is what you look like right now.
I'm still that way. Hello.
Ooh, there he is.
Here.
Beautiful.
Yep, I pranked you.
Got him. Is it connection better?
See, it was a prank.
Yeah, that's way better.
Hi. Oh, my internet's Fi is off, I guess.
Your Fi is off on the Wi-Fi?
I'll keep adjusting this. I'll see you in a minute.
Are you Wi-Fi? Or
no, I'm Ethernet.
oh,
I'll just restart it and pray.
well, it's good now. It's good now.
Oh,
I was just telling them
moving my arm.
about this beautiful challenge that we have for them. In case you're new to this, I imagine there's some new people that came in via the YouTube thingamajig. Ben and I are hosting a monthly song challenge for the community in our Discord. And basically each time it's a different prompt that means that you're going to write a piece of music based on said prompts. I can't find Ben. There he is. And at the end of it, we're going to listen to it and we're going to judge you harshly, essentially. We're going to be super critical listeners and tell you how awful your music is.
Yeah. Or if it's fine. Anywhere from awful to fine.
Not often, though. Usually awful, though, right?
Yeah.
Usually pretty awful.
Hey, if everyone made good music, everyone would be rich.
This is true.
And
there's a lot of money in music, after all.
A lot of society's problems are people not being good enough at music. I really do wish everyone was good at music, as opposed to what keeps happening, which is everyone is very bad at music. I've noticed this. Look at Paul McCartney, for instance. I know people
Terrible.
I know he's successful, but he's like an atrocious musician, as is James
York.
Brown, Tom York. Awful. There's a lot of shit out there, just like I don't know. Tom Waits suck.
Oh yeah, for sure. The
Britney
deeper
Spears
his voice
music,
got, the more he sucked.
I wish Britney Spears' voice would get deeper and growlier. I don't like
like a metal singer.
I don't like the sound of singers.
You just want it to be more like mud.
Thank you very much for saying that.
You're very welcome. It's good to have you here, Ben. How are you doing?
Bad. I don't feel that great in my life, but I
That's not
do
good.
feel good physically.
That is
And
good. That's
it's
half the
probably just
battle.
I probably feel bad in my life because my facial hair is long and I look like like I've been through shit. Like if I go like this.
But you have been through shit. You fought your way through touring, which is still pretty weird right now, I imagine.
I graduated from touring recently. I had my last tour ever and got back from it, and I just haven't been able to get happy. And I think there's a couple factors that are just occurring to me that are
Mm.
relevant. One is I was drinking so much coffee on that tour to
Really?
keep my
I thought you
which I
didn't
never
drink
do.
coffee for some reason.
You got it. There's a good listener right there who remembers these kinds of things.
I
But
remember
yes, I
things.
didn't drink. Thank you to Harmless Jarmus, and I love your name.
That's great.
But yeah, I didn't drink coffee for a long time, and then on this tour,
You had to pick it up.
partially yes, because I it was my last tour, and I was feeling like a little like purgatory kind of thing when we were
Yeah.
in the car driving, just like this feeling of like um this for me isn't I'm not like building to something, I'm letting go of something for the first time. I've always thought of touring as uh building, and this was I'm actually leaving, and I needed to get
Yeah.
pumped. I was drinking Starbucks crap. I was
Oh.
drinking the oat milk brown sugar latte. It's like this big, but
It'll
it's
fuck you up.
crazy. It comes in this big. It comes out like the ocean, like a sea, a
Yeah.
shining sea to shining sea, as the American. And it's
Beautiful and blue.
God bless. Yeah, it's just like it comes out, and it's not the way it came in. It's the same color, it's the same consistency, but it's just so much more. And that's how you know there has to be a God. It's not evolution, because how do you explain that? Like,
That's how you know
there's
to avoid Starbucks, Ben. That's the number one lesson.
yeah, you're right. You're full of good lessons. Like, one of them is that you should avoid Starbucks. I recently got this from Hugo. You should all listen to Hugo.
The
Please.
first lesson and the last one I offer: avoid
Oh,
Starbucks.
free lessons.
Yep, free
Number one.
free sample
And the thing
of
is that
many.
I had it like every day. I had all this coffee,
Mm.
and then I come back and I'm like,
Well, that'll also make you feel terrible, though. Like, drink coffee
that's
for a
right.
while and just cut it out.
That's
Oof,
exactly right. I think that's
that's
a big
rough.
part of it. I just think everything about the way I'm thinking right now, even what I'm saying now, is stupid. But all right, see, that was not a good way to talk about myself. But
Mm-mm.
the whole way that I feel is just off. I'm in flux, and I'm still in flux. I've been in flux for almost a year, because I knew I was leaving for so long,
Yeah,
and I knew that I was going to have this big change for so long.
and now it's here.
And now it's here, and it's just been so long of just like, let's go, let's see what happens, let's make this happen, let's just go, let's get it done, and get everything in line to be done. And then now I'm done, and I feel like I'm just trying to even think, like, who am I even?
Yeah, you got to take a deep breath now and realize where the hell you are, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, you got a house, you got a dog, like you said.
I love my dog. I love my house, but not the same way I love my dog. I love
I imagine.
Jessica. I spend a lot of time with Jessica,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a really good
I
thing.
saw you two did a stream together.
We did, yeah. The internet was weird, as it was at the beginning of this.
Okay.
But who cares? I'll get that to be good. And if not, everyone else can just do something else. And yeah, we did that together.
Yeah, how did it go? What did you
We
do?
we improvised music, and then Jessica played 2 songs.
Mm.
And that's kind of what we want to do, is we're going to improvise together often until
Okay.
we're really good at it. And for people who are wondering, what does it really mean to be good at improvising with someone else? Like, isn't it just improvising? Like, how? Well, for me, improvisation is similar to collage art. It's similar
Mm.
to AI generated art, similar to sampling. It's similar to all these things where you take a bunch of stuff that you know, and you just reassemble them in different orders. And when you play it with someone a lot, you start having things that aren't really the first time you've played them. They're things that you just know each other does, your habits, your
Yeah.
licks, your tendencies with chords. And then you just get to know them, and then you're able to stick them in all kinds of cool orders because you have this shared vocabulary. And so being good at improvising with someone, I think, is having a deep well of shared vocabulary that you're able to access
It's learning how to
together.
conversate together.
Yeah, let's try it. So, Hugo, what's
Yes,
going on
Ben.
in your life?
Well,
How do you feel today?
today I am feeling rather excited to be talking to my friend Ben Levin on
God bless.
the YouTube, the Red Car, and to listen to many songs that are potentially going to be incredible and maybe even blow my mind a little bit. What about yourself?
I'm just uh well, honestly, I'm thinking about how to get my dog to stop pulling on the leash without doing anything aversive, like yanking him. Which we just don't yank, but he pulls on the leash, and then we stop. What you're supposed to ready to hear this? What you're supposed to do is
Doggy lessons
there's
with Ben?
a lot of what you're supposed to do in dog training
Yeah.
that are not always right for every dog. Some of them are wrong for every dog, and there's just a lot of opinions, and there's no like
But does it like
organization.
depend per breed or?
I mean, if you have a really small, low energy dog, then you don't really need to train them to do anything except not piss, but in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my doggy's wonderful. Like listens and does everything you could possibly ask inside or in the yard, or when there's no real distractions. But when we're on walks, he really wants to go get squirrels and all the different animals and other dogs and like just
Sure.
anything. He just really, really wants to. And he's like with dogs and anyone, the more times they do something, the more ingrained it becomes. So him pulling towards these things has become so ingrained, and we've tried a bunch of methods.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it
one,
just sounds like an excited dog.
he's an excited dog. He's
Yeah.
young. You got it. He loves life. He's interested. He's interested in things. That's a wonderful quality, and I'm glad. And that's a good way of describing it. But the thing is that when he does that, let's say I just let him pull me anywhere, that would be dangerous.
Right.
We would be in thorn bushes a lot.
Sure.
So what you're supposed to do, the nice thing to do is, and I do use a bungee leash. Those are cool. Yeah. What you're supposed to do is you stop when they're pulling, so that they're the ones pulling. You're not pulling them; they're pulling you, and then they're supposed to turn around and look at you, and then you get them to come to you a little bit with just some motions. You're not supposed to be like come, because you don't want to overuse that command.
Yeah.
That's really important. And you just get them to come to you, and then you proceed walking when they do that. And their big reward for paying attention to you is now they get to go forward, which is what they really wanted to do. But the thing is, I don't think my dog interprets that as a reward, because what he wants to do isn't to go forward. He wants to run forward, and he wants to catch and chase. So it's not like he's so like enthusiastic about going forward. He's enthusiastic about catching something. So if I'm like, you can come to me, and then that makes it even less possible for him to find the thing he's aiming to chase. I just don't know what to do. So we're going to have a professional trainer.
I was going to say, do you not have any just teachers that can actually?
That's what we got to do. We got to do it. And tomorrow is our first lesson with a trainer who uses clicker training, which is where you create a strong association with a clicking sound. That a clicking sound means you did something right and you're going to get a treat. And so you get them super sensitive to the click sound, where they're like really, whoa, that's good, whenever they hear it.
Yeah.
And then
get addicted to the clicks.
They get addicted, and you click to reinforce all the different behaviors you want them to do.
Yeah.
And you get them to feel strongly enthusiastic about behaviors that make it impossible to do the undesirable behaviors. For instance, a classic one is sit. If you teach a dog to sit, they can't jump on you even if they want to. I don't mind if a dog jumps on me, but some people, you get scratched because they have sharp nails
Yeah.
or they're a little kid.
And if you're
So
afraid of
sit
dogs,
is
it's an impressive motion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's important for people's comfort. It's important for the dogs chill. But like dogs, if you watch dogs who are never taught to sit, they won't ever put their body like that pretty much. They'll lay down or they'll
Mm,
stand. They almost
really?
never will do that. Yeah. So it's something that they learn from the people
Yeah.
that can be fairly uncomfortable physically, but it's the kind of thing that is so prevalent in dog training because it rules out all these other things that you don't want them to do. As if they're sitting, they're not doing chasing, lunging, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a dog, never have, but it's the first thing I would think of as like commands for a dog
Yeah,
is to
and
sit.
he's great at it. He'll listen to that.
Yeah.
But the issue is if we're walking down the street and there's a person whose dog is reactive to dogs, meaning like one is afraid of dogs and would attack a dog.
Yeah.
Usually what you have to do is they'll be staying still and you have to get by them. My
Mm.
dog wants to play with dogs so much that if we get by,
He just
we're gonna have
yanks
to
that direction.
drag him by,
Yeah.
and he'll create a negative association with other dogs if we're always dragging him by them.
Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
they're freaking out and like scary, and he's just getting pulled past them.
Yeah.
So what I'm good at doing with him is getting him to sit and stay while something else walks by, but I have not got the ability to walk by something else with him.
Mm.
And so that's basically why we're going to this trainer, and we're going tomorrow. We found the trainer because they're nearby where we live, and we
Yeah.
searched, and I was searching for positive reinforcement trainers because the dominance theory stuff that you see a lot on TV and that is like pretty popular with this idea that you need to show the dog who's the leader of the pack, who's the alpha. All that is based on a study with wolves where the wolves were taken into captivity from different packs, and then they observed them behaving together and found that the wolves were very aggressive and dominating each other, and they thought that's how wolves are, but really it was just a bunch of strange wolves that weren't from the same pack being identified or studied in captivity, and then saying, well, dogs are their ancestors, so that's how we should think about training dogs. And so you have a lot of like animals being like tugged and scared and dominated, and a lot of the time in the short term you get faster results from that, because if I wanted you to stop tugging on the leash, I could make it hurt every time you did.
Yeah, and
then
then you'd learn quickly not to do it.
And that's just not what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'd rather do it slow. I would rather, and I think any good parent would agree with this for any species, especially humans. You would rather, most people agree with this these days. You would rather struggle to find a way to communicate with your child than spank or beat them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would rather struggle for the rest of his life to try to get him to not pull on the leash than have it work because I made him scared of me.
I think it's important to remember that, though, because I noticed that you're like struggling with your dog for these moments where you feel depressed about it, but you got to remember it's like a long journey in a case like, especially with what you told, where your dog came from, like a traumatized kind of past. Like, imagine that doesn't make it easier at all.
Well, what's great about that aspect of it is he really is pretty comfortable now in the world. Like he's met a bunch of people now that he's not scared of, and he's literally played with hundreds of dogs.
Well, see, that's great progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gone to daycare. Like, he went to daycare 6 days in a row when I was on tour. which is a 5-hour block of playing with dogs, and they love him at his daycare, and he had a great time. Uh, he had a great time every day, and I can't take him to daycare for the next 6 weeks because his ass is fucked up with worms. But
Oh shit.
yeah, but once he's well again, we'll be going there. But it's always hard when he can't go.
Because why would he stay there for like a longer period, or is that just for the day, or so
Well,
kind
it's
of
5. Mm-hmm.
why not take him there for when you were touring, kind of thing?
Oh, for just to stay there?
Yeah.
Because the issue is with what dogs playing with dogs is like probably the most fun thing for Hineni, at least. That's probably his favorite activity. But what dogs need the most, and this is true of most mammals actually, is to be close with their family.
Right.
So whatever he identifies as his family, he needs like time and attention there. Because if you put this dog in the pleasure box with other dogs infinitely, it's eventually he will like wear down and be like, all right, where are they? And that's why we didn't just board him. But you can board a
Right,
dog for like a week and not it depends on the dog.
Yeah. But then a tour is a bit long.
Yeah, and also this was his first rodeo with being left alone, really, and he did well. He did well. I was really relieved that he was doing well because I was worried about it for so long. And, to anyone who, to all the people who anyone who's here who doesn't know about my work or care about me previous to this or anything like that. I reference dogs in my art going back all the way till like as long as I've had lyrics, I've been referencing dogs. And there's something about dogs that it's like it's important to a lot of people. I'm just one of those people who like now that I have a dog, I'm like, wow, this is like
finally happens
this
for
is
you.
part of this is a big part of me that now exists. But just I wish I could get like less depressed about when he's sick or when
But you're gonna make it through. You've already come so far with him. Like,
thanks.
You just gotta keep going. And tomorrow, I imagine, is exciting day.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah. I think that will help. I think that that should be good. It should be good.
Yeah. It's actually good you mentioned it. Like, oh, we're doing a music stream, but also, for context.
Yeah.
Ben Levin loves dogs, but also makes a lot of art about dogs.
Yeah. About dogs. Yeah.
By the way, could someone drop a link to Ben's channel? I'm sure y'all know Ben Levin, but if someone's watching this who is not, please check out Ben Levin on YouTube. Instagram, Twitch, everywhere, really.
I'm just like a plague.
A plague on every platform, but like the good kind. Platform. It's like the kind that brings us like a happy plague. Brings a smile.
I'm a shared rash. It's a rash that reminds you of home. That's my work. It's like, yes, you will get the rash. If you'll get it, but then you'll be like, oh man, before I had that rash, I didn't have any rash to talk about or something.
Sorry, just all you can't drop links unless you're mod. This is good to know. See, we're still learning to drive this car, this red car here. I'm gonna figure this out.
Click on my name.
I can click on your name?
Man, you can click on my name. I'm going to see if I can get flagged for spam. Like,
I can't click on
buy new car for cheap .com.
And then Ben Levin just gets removed off of YouTube. No, I can't click your name for some reason. That's really weird.
That's all right. Well, no one needs to see my stuff.
Anyway,
check out Hugo.
Ben Levin.
Hugo.
Today, we're also going to listen to your music. Ben, can you tell them about the prompt for today?
So we're like we're like, what do we do? We got chords, right? And a
This
lot of
thing
the
called
time,
chords.
we love them. They're a bunch of notes at the same time.
Just slapped together.
Usually, people throw these chords in as pads or hits, or like they're usually played as blocks by an instrument. But everyone knows this already. You can get the effect of chords without throwing chords down. For instance, when multiple instruments are playing different melodies and then they intersect to
Yeah.
become chords. And I'll show an example of that real quick.
Please do.
So like if you have, let's just say I'll give myself a little pulse here. Here we'll do D. Okay, so I'm gonna have intersect. Or this is too short of a loop. I need a long loop for this.
Okay. Ooh, that's good to know, John. I'm gonna have to look into that.
So now if I go and play a little melodic line. So we don't exactly have a chord progression yet. We have a pedal D, and a melody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's add another melody. Now we're starting to get a chord progression, actually. It's like da, da. So it's sort of like G to D right now, because here's a G chord. G, D.
Mm-hmm.
So we've ended up with a chord progression here from these intersecting melodies. Maybe I can spice it up a little more.
But it's kind of suggested. It's not blatantly there, so to say.
Exactly. Because if I was like, so this is D to G. If I were to go, or G to D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same chords, but by approaching it without explicitly doing that and just letting it emerge from this, I think we have a really different result.
Yeah, you get a completely different vibe.
Yeah. And so that's what we asked everyone to do this time, is find other ways to imply harmony or have no harmony. But whatever you do, no chords, just straight up chords. What
no
can you
chord
do without
whatsoever.
Straight up chords? You can arpeggiate.
That's one way.
See.
I think that was like the main one we suggested to people. Like you can play fast arpeggios or something. But what are some other things? Because I suppose there's more ways to kind of not even necessarily suggest chords. Like
just a bass line is a good one.
Yeah.
So
like
it's bass and sound design.
Or like a soundscape type of thing. Like a Brian Eno, very reverbed, washed out thing.
Totally.
Kind of thing.
You could do I think I heard some people like were leaning on harmonies in the vocals. I thought was Sumika did that. We'll listen in a bit, but
harsh noise, says Mams. That's a good idea, depending if you like noise.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be more. I think like emphasizing rhythm is a good way to not need chords.
Yes, exactly. Like you could do something with found sounds or something and just rhythmically place them in a way that's interesting or is danceable or something. I guess another thing which
danceable?
I'm not sure we're gonna hear much. Well, there's actually a track or two that kind of do this today, where it mostly comes from how synths develop the sound, like kind of just through modulation of the sound. There's not much harmony. There's not even necessarily complex melody or something, or melodies. It's just more about how the synthesis transforms the piece, if you will, which I think is also an interesting way to do this, potentially.
That's classic.
Classic.
Really? Oh yeah, it is.
Modulation and movement, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, counterpoint would count for this, I think, because you're not. Is it a chord if you're just using multiple instruments? I guess it kind of is a chord, but
If somebody comes in and they're like, I'm gonna have a banjo play C, I'm gonna have a piano play E, I'm gonna have a guitar play G, and I'm gonna have a saxophone play B, that I think works for this challenge, because even though
Yeah.
they'll be playing a chord, the fact that you spread it out on all those instruments is already really cool, and that's the whole point of this, is to get you to do something you normally wouldn't do,
Exactly.
or to think in
Yeah.
a new way. Because every month we do these song challenges, and the thing is, like, a bunch of you just make a new song every single month, and so you never really run out of ideas or feel like static, because you're always responding to this new way of thinking, or like a way of thinking that is like a given, so you don't have to feel paralyzed by too many options.
Yeah, exactly.
Someday I might say, and I don't think I've ever said this before, and
Never?
so listen up. Never. Someday I might just say, limitations help you be more creative. I might say that,
Whoa.
but
Hold on.
no
What
one
was
really.
that? Please say that again.
I can't say that again. All right.
You have to say this again, loud and clear,
I
for
can't
the people
risk
in
it.
the back.
I just can't risk it.
You
Okay,
have
I
to
will.
do it. I beg you.
Sometimes limitations actually help you be more creative. Actually.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, interesting. I never thought about it. No, because music is a limitation. There's all this noise and sound out there, and you're picking some of it, and you're saying, here, this is the sound. I arranged the sounds this way.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it was unlimited, you would be hearing all the it sound like traffic or something. It sound like New York City. But you're limited when you make music. You pick your sounds, and when you offer someone a limitation before they create, then they are steered in a direction for which sounds to pick, what to do. And so it is almost like, at this point, a cliche to say that limitations are make you more creative, because I think that's one of the things that, like, every music teacher teaches now. It's become, I think, a standard, like, important lesson. But
sure, but
it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to live it. And that's why the teachers assign it, and that's why we do this, because it's not that your mind is going to be blown by the concept of not using chords straight up. It's that you might really love what you made. Like, I like this.
I like it too. It reminds me of like a chill arcade video game,
like Arcade Fire.
Yes,
because you said arcade.
It reminds me of Arcade Fire.
Sha-na-na, I am Arcade Fire.
I love Arcade Fire.
That's how they sound. I am Arcade Fire. No, I like Arcade Fire a lot. Their album, The Suburbs, is the most recent album I've heard, and I listened to it a lot last year.
I've actually never heard of them.
Arcade Fire?
Yeah.
It's surprising.
No, I have.
Oh, that's also surprising. Everything surprises me.
Everything.
I am stubbornly surprised. But
shall we?
You moved your mic. Yeah, let's do something.
Shall we listen to the first song? And see how much that surprises us.
I doubt it,
because we actually have quite a few submissions. Believe it or not, there are actual submissions. We're not just presenting this challenge and then There's actually nothing there because there's no chords, I guess.
I
But
keep getting surprised.
we actually have submissions. It's incredible. All these beautiful people in the chat, they actually sent in music.
I don't know what they look like. I'm very picky about looks.
Well, some of them have a different name than they had on Twitch, which is also an experience.
Yuck. I can't get over appearances.
Now you just... Oh, yeah, that's true. Now you see their profile pictures.
I can't see that exactly. I just see... Mostly I see emojis in the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Emojis startle me. Huh.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
startled.
Yeah, now they have to get used to not having their favorite emojis anymore.
Yeah, new emojis.
Incredible.
That's good. Change is important.
That's
look.
true.
They have a... Oh, look, they have a hospital emoji.
That's the only one you need. When the song is so fire, you just go to jail.
Yes.
All right, first song actually has a music video attached. There's a couple that had a music video attached, which is pretty dang cool, by Stuff Slacker. And it is called... Huh?
I'll tell you later, actually.
You met Stuff Slacker?
Right now. I met Stealth Mouse.
Oh. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Or tell me when we get to his song.
That's what I was thinking. I'll tell you later.
We're gonna have a spicy story when we get to Stealth Mouse's song.
Yeah. Cringe Central. No, it was awesome.
All right. Here comes Beneath an Electric Ocean, A Current Pulled Me In by Stuff Slacker. Nice. Ooh, I gotta make sure I time this because I think you're gonna hear the audio from one and then the video from the other. Hopefully that works. It's a cool AI visual.
Ooh, I love that.
That's really pretty.
That's a good one. These are great. Great loops. These take so long, some of these.
Yeah, I've been messing around with this. It really takes long.
I'm really into this ring mod. Very groovy.
I like how it skips.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Got like a weirdly Stranger Things vibes.
Weirdly things?
Weirdly Things vibes.
Weirder things, I guess. This is good stuff. I think people are going to be like nostalgic for the original VQ GAN AI stuff like this compared to like DALL-E 2 and all the new ones.
You reckon?
I think so, because this stuff really does feel like dreams the way they are. While the new DALL-E 2 and Imogen, they feel like stuff people make. This doesn't feel like stuff people make. Like the new stuff, DALL-E 2 feels like really good like art that people made.
DALL-E 2, I think I've only seen the original DALL-E so far.
Oh, well, yeah, like basically it's...
And it was a DALL-E Mini or something, the one on the web, you know, that everyone's using right now.
DALL-E Mini is cool for memes and like for communication. I like the way people use it to communicate.
Yeah.
But DALL-E 2 which is like not even open to the general public. DALL-E
Mm,
2 is sort of like the life-changing, oh my god, this is I just can't I like it opens a new chapter in your mind of like what's possible.
okay.
Absolute madness. But
And you got early
um
access to it?
no, I haven't even applied for it actually
Oh,
because what I found is that when I get into something early, I just basically exploit its cliches and I make art that ages really fast.
okay.
So I like to actually play with the oldest or like the out of date stuff. So like
Yeah. The more dreamlike
I
ones.
yeah, so the what Stuff Slacker used there. Slacker, by the way, did an awesome job making that video and that music
That was
and making
great.
them go together. It
Yeah.
was really, really cool.
That
Um,
worked really well together. Yeah.
the texture of the music and the texture of the visual was just great. And that's like the potential here with the AI is like, yes, the AI is doing a lot of work to produce this cool shit, but like the context is up to the person. And I think it's
Mm,
very cool to see that personal touch there. But what they're using there is the VQ GAN clip that I use,
yeah.
which is now compared to what the way things look now is just very murky. It's very like abstract.
Yeah.
The DALL-E 2, like I'm gonna I'm gonna find a DALL-E 2 link that
Sure.
you'd be able to screen share that's not bad. DALL-E 2 examples.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'll do the
By the way, I loved how Stuff Slacker evoked the sound of underwaterness with the sound design. I thought that
oh,
was
good
great
point.
because that was also so present in the visuals, right? It was very underwater world transforming into like the alien thing and all that. Um,
Yeah, yeah. The ring light. Now that you mention it, is a very underwater sound.
yeah, and it was a bit filtered
I've never
too, so
thought
you
of it
get
that
kind
way.
of that bubbly feel to it. Did you share it in Discord or where are you
So
dropping
here
it?
it comes. Yeah, so this is Marquise Brownlee's thread um on DALL-E 2 where he shows a bunch of examples of images he generated when they let him play around with it for a day. And when you get to a tiger discovering the lost city of Atlantis, it gets a little bit intimidating.
Okay,
Um,
let's see. So it's a video on
It's
the
actually
thing.
not the video, but it's the Twitter thread for this video. Because in the video he
Oh,
talks about it, but then all these images in his thread here are the prompt and then the images. Um, but like you'll see, it's like compared to what Stuff Slacker was using, it's so much more concise and not a bad or good way, just like so different.
yeah. Hang on, let
Um,
me bring this up. Uh, okay, let's see.
yeah.
There's an
So
AI that
scroll.
can turn any text into a high resolution image with sometimes incredible accuracy and creativity. So there's a thread. A blue apple and a bowl of oranges. What the
So
fuck?
that's the generated result right there.
All three of them, right?
Yeah, different results. And
Very Blender on
like
this one.
yeah. Dolly Mini is like kind of cuckoo, but this is very specific.
Yeah. An elderly kangaroo. A wise elephant staring at the moon at night. Jesus Christ, that looks so like the resolution is also just so much better.
Right.
Like
Wait, you
that
see the
stands out.
the goddamn tigers though.
Deer covered in feathers.
That's cool. Wow.
Dang.
The
Okay.
the way that the two elements, the deer and the feathers, are like merged is really cool.
The Apple car. Beautiful. A Quaker Hoinshe using a camera on it. Beautiful. I feel like this would be Ben Levin content right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Album
Look at
art will
this
never be the
tiger.
same. A
Look at
tiger
this tiger
discovering
shit.
the lost city of
Look at that
Atlantis.
shit. Look at that shit. See,
Dang.
the
Okay.
reason that image really changes the game for me is because that, like,
That's
Atlantis
beautiful.
doesn't exist. So it had to come up with what Atlantis looks like, and then it had to, yeah, it's so beautiful to us. And it's, it's based on images people made, so it appeals to us. But you could see if Stuff Slacker took the approach of iterating on that algorithm. First of all, no one can yet. No, I don't think people can make zooming in videos like that yet. But you would get such a different feeling. I think people are going to have a bit of a sense of nostalgia for, and just appreciation for the old AI image dreams stuff, because this stuff is like indistinguishable to me from great human work, and you know super creative. I mean, that's so cool. It's so cool. But
It's
I love to
bizarre.
know, what I'm seeing, the context of what I'm seeing.
It's bizarre. Like, why even learn how to art anymore? Why
Well,
learn
like,
how to draw?
yeah, well, I think questions like why learn how to draw are more like relevant than why like learn how to art, because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is the new draw.
I
This is just the
agree.
new
That's why
draw.
I corrected myself. Yeah.
But it's interesting to think about
Oh,
how
this is
easy
great.
it is. Yeah,
Having it
I
generate a
know.
self portrait. That's really cool.
It's so cool. Like, think about this. Like, um, it's very easy to write words. Like, people learn how to do it at an early age, and it's a really clear system, and you can do it quickly. So when we're texting, let's say I wanted to text you, Hugo, I had a really nice time on the stream today. Hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
I would type that.
Yeah.
And then another way of communicating would be like meme style. I'd be like, "This you?" question mark, and then it's an emoji of like smiling with hearts. And
Mm-hmm.
like, see, I've now expressed that positive vibes to you in a whole different way. Imagine if we use this to quickly express our thoughts. We pair a prompt with an image, and it's like, it's just the efficiency of it, how quickly you can do it, makes it possible to become integrated into language more.
Right.
Sort of the way like you might recognize your doorbell, the way that like a readily available sound starts to have meaning.
Mm-hmm.
You hear like that's the sound of a car, and like you could get to know the AIs so well that you'd be like, oh, they're thinking of me through the Dolly 2 with this like
You mean,
diffusion model or whatever.
but you mean in the sense that you recognize something that's made by Dolly Mini or something?
You would recognize that based on the output, someone cared about you on the input. Like, like, like we get so good at controlling how the outputs that, or like influencing
Mm.
how the output outputs, that we understand each other through it. Like I like it, sort of how LOL is like this. It's not just laugh out loud anymore. There's
Sure.
a darkness to it, and yeah, just like how symbols, readily available symbols that are used all the time,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
readily available algorithms that are used all the time will have language implications.
I see.
I
Yeah.
don't think there's any downside to uh like generating images, but there, like, one of the best things it can do also is to show us the biases of algorithms. Because if you
Mm.
search on Dolly Mini, if you like, I saw someone's results, because the results will always be different, but someone's results for if you type in white people,
Mm.
you get a bunch of like abstract, like they look sort of like dolls that are white. Like They don't have faces. They are just like those posable creatures, or like
Yeah.
it's just like some abstract white, like porcelain white people. But if you search black people, you get human faces that look like, they could be real people.
Sure.
And so it shows the bias that's hard to put into words, where there's
Yeah.
something like in its mind somehow, like white people is like not a category really, because like so many people in its algorithm are white,
Yeah.
that like you wouldn't necessarily tag an image of a white person as white person doing something.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
but when it sees a black person, it might tag like African American doing something, or black person doing something, like it'll make a point that it saw a black person. And so it shows a bias where there's they're like a normal, you wouldn't even label white people, but you label black people because white people are
Which is
normal and
weird
black
enough in
people are the
itself. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And it's bad for an AI to have that bias.
I think it
So
has a
it's
disclaimer
really
too on Dali Mini. Like there's a disclaimer like something about racial biases like you're describing. Yeah. And that some
I
of
think
its
that's very
results might
interesting.
lead to undesirable results basically.
It's helpful. It's a helpful system for helping us see the biases, and therefore kind of hopefully correct for them. Because if you can't visualize them and they're just like happening in these less obvious ways, then who knows how that's shaping the world?
Right.
Who knows how that will shape things to come? So I think the image generation aspect of AI it's really cool. Like even on a social level, like it offers us something to, like, a really important tool for gauging
important
AI
insight. Yeah.
and really good art. So I like it. And
I mean, the results I've had with it, it's not something I wouldn't use the results directly out of the AI stuff I've been doing, but I've found it interesting in a way that you can kind of use it as a tool to further, what's the word? Experiment with ideas, I suppose. Because even
iterate.
if sorry,
is that what iterate was? Iterate the word you were looking for? Because I like that for this stuff. Iterating.
Sure.
You get a million results.
Let's
really
go
fast.
with iterate.
Go on.
Yeah, no, exactly. But that's the point. Because like
good.
I can do every morning I do like some free writing kind of stuff. So something I like to do lately is grab interesting phrases and then just drop them into the Dali Mini thing, just to kind of see what it'll do with it. But out of that, sometimes come images that in and of themselves kind of create new ideas for me that I can feed back off of to then write even more stuff, if you will.
As a David Lynch fan, I bet you get some cool stories that pop up in your head for like who these things, these characters are and what they imply.
I kind of like to compare it to the cut up technique, where like especially authors, they write text and then they cut up phrases or words and then kind of rearrange all those phrases and words to come up with new meaning within. I don't know. I see some similarities between those approaches, where you feed the machine with just 4 or 5 words and then you just kind of see what it spits back out at you.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder though, like when you're like like coming up with music or stories based on it, what happens when like music and stories are directly being generated, like there's no translation. It's just like it'd be like if you're like, I want to make an album cover, and you're like the name of the album or like whatever, and you're iterating through, and then you get to a AI and you're like, that one's perfect, I'll use it. Well, if you were using the images to inspire music or stories, then there's like a step of translation there. But if you could, like, if you could, it seems perfectly possible to like take to write in AB CB form, Katy Perry production style, and generate, just like some mush of sounds that are like Katy Perry, and then you just be like, well, that was fucking great. And would you just put that out if you liked it?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a really good question, honestly. Because right now my gut feeling is no. I can tell you. My gut feeling is no, although philosophically I would be able to justify a yes. And being like, well, I still created it because I came up with the prompt and everything. And
Yeah, does creating
I
have to
just
be
used this.
hard for it to be
Yeah,
good?
exactly. There seems to be an inherent thought that the creation process needs to be hard. Like you need to have labored for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, like
Um,
that's where it gets its value.
exactly. Yeah.
That's where Patreon gets its value, because people on Patreon aren't usually getting that much different than people who aren't on Patreon. They're
Mm,
just acknowledging that your labor is valuable,
right.
and
Yeah.
because yeah, like also anything that you post on Patreon, somebody could be like, "Oh, Hugo's got a Patreon. I'll wait 2 years and then I'll pay for 1 month and I'll get
And then get the
2 years of
2 years of
stuff
content.
and then I'm out." Like, but people do value labor. So like with
Yeah.
something as ephemeral as creativity and art and stuff, like if you don't have a lot of labor, it's hard for people to value it or to know what the value is, even though there is obvious it does a lot for us.
Well, there's still labor also in the curation, I would say, for something like this. Most definitely.
Hmm.
It's just a different, you know, I would still argue it's definitely a creative muscle that you're using in that process, also. Although you're maybe not directly putting pen to paper or whatever, crayon to paper. Um,
Yeah, be crayon.
so I don't know. It's a tricky one. I do feel just personally in the need to kind of like adjust it a little bit to put a bit more of me inside so it's not 100% machine made, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
To kind of make it a blend of both worlds, sort of thing.
Yeah. I feel like that's still important to do to get it to its full potential right now. I just wonder, and I feel the same way as you. I
Mhm.
just wonder how I'll feel when it's just coming out. But then if
When it
everyone's
becomes a norm
always,
too.
yeah, exactly. When everyone's always posting their amazing art constantly and it's always really cool, maybe the whole point of it is going to change where it's not about like getting noticed.
Yeah.
It's just a way of talking among friends. And I think that would be nice is like if everybody had more expressive potential so we could give each other the gifts of art with more of a communal understanding being important. Like it's more important that someone knows you really well than and makes like art that's really like in line with how you're doing and where you're at
Right.
than like making art that appeals to millions of people
Mhm.
from a stranger.
I agree. I think there's something to that. Also, Loestes has a really good point in that they're saying if you're messing with a synthesizer, you're also not essentially you're not doing the hard work. You're just curating the sound. Kind of
Mm.
reinterpreting what Lestes said here. So yeah, there's definitely a similarity there. I think, um,
Hmm.
in that like singing or playing guitar is a way more physical activity than playing a synthesizer is, or a modular synthesizer, especially where you're not even playing keys so much, but you're just plugging in modules and twisting knobs essentially. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does. There's something there that it that's intertwined with the physicality of it, I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't know.
really makes you think about. I'm trying to imagine what art would mean to people if you removed social media now, because it really is easy to make, but so much of why people make it and when they make it and how they make it is to share it online.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, you got to wonder about that stuff. Like when you want to be anonymous, because inevitably it seems like that's what people are gonna want. Um,
Mm.
and you're expressing through your art, but anonymously, what happens if I'm just thinking, like, who are the outsiders that make everyone be like, oh damn, everyone else does AI all the time like this, but this person, who is this mysterious person who does like all this shit, like why not like take, like, what about doing an impression of the AI? I don't know, I'm just thinking about a lot.
What, like outsider AI art?
Yeah. Yeah. Just what's going to be cool
In AI
specifically? It's not going to be like the top dollar Dolly 2, like all that stuff is not going to be cool for very long. It's because it's just going to be old. First of all, it's going to be normal to everyone pretty fast. Then it's going to be old pretty fast. So like,
right.
It'll be a lot about what you do with it, but just doing it won't be cool.
But also, like, you're gonna definitely have subcultures there, where like you're gonna have the punk guys that are like, it has to be DIY, we not, produced.
Yeah, humans only.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I'd say, it's still humans because it's drawing from all the
human
things,
right.
and
Yeah,
humans made the algorithms, and it's just another expression of humanity.
Well, also
on a macro level.
Then I wonder about ironic usage of AI, because then that's also an inevitable solution, if you will.
That'll be cool.
I'm using AI ironically.
Yeah.
I'm like, post-ironic about my AI.
Yeah, like you make the most epic, like, you're like Disney World Fortress, Ultra HD, Prince on a golden tiger, rescuing a handful of poop from my toilet. That's kind of ironic.
Just the most, the most extreme.
Everything's so beautiful, and then you make it just an image of someone extracting poop with their bare hands.
That's like such a Ben Levin answer.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta extract it.
You gotta extract it sometimes.
I'd rather use my hands than my mouth. So
that's definitely
praise be his name.
Do we have non-artificial suggestions for Stuff Slacker?
I thought this was a very good use of the sound design. I enjoyed the track because it was paired with those visuals. I'll always have them be connected in my mind, and I thought, yeah, absolutely wonderful result. I really liked it.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool grooves.
We'll say we haven't heard Stuff Slacker sing much. I wonder what would happen if they did. They put some vocals in. Where would you take things? Not even necessarily as like a, lyrical thing. You could even use it as an instrumental layer. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something cool to explore next time. But I think this was great. Well done, Stuff Slacker. Very cool. And thanks for sharing the video. That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
We have Sumika next. No video. There's 3 videos total. Oh no, 4 videos total. Sumika's track is called Polly's Pockets and sounds like this. Gives me Kraftwerk vibes. Kraftwerk. I think it's 14 tracks total.
Police crashing through the toll booth, trying to find a way back home. Couldn't stop her, I don't want her. If I could, I would have stayed alone. calls her name. She keeps her memories in her smile. I heard you reach somebody. I hope you're not ignored. I heard you reach somebody. Don't preach to the crying choir.
Cool change.
I heard you reach somebody. I hope you're not ignored.
Sumika put some work in her beats.
Reach somebody.
Love to see it.
Don't preach to the crying choir.
Nice vocal harmony there too.
Police pockets gonna free your secrets. Police pockets gonna fill with time. Police pockets gonna tell a story. Police pockets are always mine. Police pockets gonna free your secrets. Police pockets gonna fill with time. Police pockets gonna tell a story.
Sounds like a hyperpop artwork with an 80s BMW. Could AI generate covers for all of these songs? Throw in some words that it makes us think of.
That'd be cool. Maybe that's how people will use it.
Yeah. An NFT of the new Sumika album cover.
People do put out AI images as NFTs already.
Oh, I'm sure that's inevitable right now.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
This is really cool. Got a lot of different sections that feel really in place, but they're not like your average typical form.
I have to tell you something funny. I exposed Sumika on Patreon stream a little bit.
Oh yeah?
I'm gonna tell you now too. Expose her even more. She never sings on the one.
Huh?
I've been noticing that lately. She avoids that one.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'll have to
works,
think
but-
about that next time.
I just suddenly noticed.
Huh?
I thought it was
That's
interesting.
interesting.
I questioned her, like, hey, do you ever sing on the one? And then she was like, no.
Do I? Go. Yes, I do. I could think of an example. Huh?
You've noticed, John?
Ding.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Because it's like a thing that people do. People do this thing. They sing on the one. So it's interesting when you don't.
I think starting on the backbeat, like da da da, like boom, da 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 da, boom, da da da. It feels like strong. You know what I mean? If it doesn't feel
Yeah.
syncopated.
There's a cool syncopated vibe to it, but at the same time, like singing on the one is like feels very much like a statement to me because you come in on the one kind of thing. Like you start singing directly on the one, it feels very stable, very strong, or something. If that makes sense.
It has some production risks to it to come in on the one, because if you have a kick and a chord and a vocal on the one right there, it might make the kick hit less hard or
Yeah.
something. I heard some people they take their bass and kick, and instead of having them at exactly the same time, they do the bass over just a touch so that the compression is hitting the kick and then the bass. You know? But yeah, I guess That's interesting.
I mean,
I
good move if it helps with production.
do you have any
It sounded
habits
tight.
that you've noticed for your own work that like you're like, whoa, I always do this.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's always things, you know. Let's say half a year ago, I realized I really need to stop using drones because I was starting to put drones on everything because I was
Mm.
just too. I don't know exactly. Underwhelmed by my baseline, so I figured I'll just put a drone on it. I guess it's the easy way out. They're easy
Hmm.
things, you know, like usually habits. It's like the thing that feels comfortable and it tends to work for you. So you're
Mm-hmm.
kind of you just kind of go with it. So I think drones was one for me that I had to cut out for a bit because it was becoming a bit
Yeah.
much.
I guess that
What about you?
whenever you notice, oh yeah, I mean for me it's um songs that have this is the highest note where I'll write them always like with this being like the highest note or even this one. And it's just because when I'm recording at home, my voice doesn't get tired and as much, and so I can, I can go to those notes that really aren't sustainable in a live setting. So I've noticed that. I have a tendency to also not sing on the one actually a lot, especially when I'm
Oh, okay.
especially if I'm doing improv ad lib to then turn into a melody later.
Yeah.
Because for me, the reason is I don't always start my session on measure 2 where there's a count in. So so it's like, boom, I now sing. So like I have to press play and then I can start singing.
So
So
it's kind of a technological restriction in a way.
most habits, I think, in my production are based on the logistics. Like, why do I use this effect? Oh, well, because I like if I click on the sound toys category, those effects are all there, whereas I have to like search for this other thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. You
there's a lot of
reach out
that.
for a thing that's, you know, easy to reach out for, I guess.
This
Near at
track by
hand.
Sumika, this one had a really cool like break at the beginning where it goes down to just like a boom, and then it comes back in, and I thought that moment was super cool, and was a really good feeling. It's cool how the sound design and all the synths and the and all that stuff propels the song forward, and
Yeah.
it's really really awesome job.
Yeah,
You
thought the
did a
work on the
job.
beat was also great. I mean, way more interesting beat than what we usually get from Sumika. With all respect.
It was just fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
the the I think like not everything has needs uh like a special wild beat.
no, definitely.
And I
Yeah,
think maybe this like partially it was like the absence of the chords, or maybe just like I wonder from Sumika, since she's in the chat, what what was the first thing you did when you were making this track? What propelled everything? Did you have an aha moment?
it's a good question. Actually,
We'll find out in like 20 minutes when
it,
the feed catches
we're
up.
on ultra low latency. It should be fine. I think actually
Oh,
latency is fine on the stream.
nice.
Yeah, the first vocal line was the first thing.
Ah,
Okay.
interesting. Interesting. Hmm. So what was when did you start messing with like those kind of low sounds? Oh, it's in the Discord there.
Can take a look.
All right.
Take a peek. Scroll. So she was thinking about polyrhythms before she'd written anything. She had decided to name the track Polly Pocket because she had some of those toys as a child. And then when it came to writing the vocals, the first thing that came out of her mouth was Polly's crashing through the toll booth, trying to find her way back home. She stuck with it and ended up writing a song about a woman who crashes her car but has no ID, so the only way to identify her is by the content of her pockets. And then the title was adjusted accordingly. Cool. Oh, we actually got Bruno on doing some mixing and mastering. Or teaching some mixing and mastering for the track. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, so there you go. That's how it started.
Love that y'all are teaching each other stuff.
Yeah, that's
Learning
great.
from each other.
That's what it's all about. Actually, you brought up the trap beat that you liked a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about this. I want to bring up a philosophical question, a little bit musical, philosophical, I suppose. Because I do like it. I think it works. I do think it works. But in respect to the track, I wonder why. A little bit. I wonder
Why does it work?
I wonder its relevance for the track. If I'm gonna be very nitpicky. Because I'm not sure. There's also a lot of cultural baggage that comes with trap, and it has a certain subculture attached to it. And I wonder why trap is used to tell the story here, because I'm not sure for me that it completely. I mean, it could. If you could just justify it, but you know what I'm getting at? Like, there's no right or wrong, but it's just kind of a philosophical question. I think in general, if you're making a song, like, why do you use the genre that you use? And if you blend genres, why did you grab that genre to blend with this other genre? Like, what is the thought behind that, I suppose?
For me, the way that like so yes, like when people hear a trap beat, they're like, oh, there's a trap beat. That is often true. There's a meta element.
Yeah.
But there is a such a like trap, and the aesthetic of that beat and the way that beat is so prevalent that it'll make its way into pretty much anyone's vocabulary who is working in a genre that like where it could be there. And so when you get to a point where you want things to hit hard and be kind of in cut time, like that's definitely one of the ways that gets you there. So I think it
That's
just kind of
true.
shows up.
Yeah.
It just shows up. I think that the cultural attachment to it is sort of left at the door when it appears the way it did, because it would be different if there was like if it was like a story about trap houses, or if there was rapping, or like I feel like there more is needed than just the beat to evoke the essence of trap music.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
so yeah, so to me it's similar to when a like 80s synth enters the fray, where it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's definitely an 80s sound, and
Yeah.
oh, that's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a trap sound. These are very like
I think the
broad.
same question could be asked there. It's also not just to justify myself or talk things straight, if you will. Not hating on track. I think it's a great track. Not hating on or pulling Hams's leg. I think it's a good question for anyone that's blending genres or just you know making music. Like, why do you go for the sounds that you go for? I think it's a legitimate question.
Usually, for me, it's a logistical thing. I'm a broken record here.
I think also you're right in the sense that trap has become so prevalent everywhere. Like, it's a very mainstream sound right now that kind of anyone reaches out for. Same for that 80 synth that you just described.
I go for trap because it's in Splice often. So like if I'm clicking through, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
I have no pride though. Like I don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but I
like.
don't know. I don't think it's wrong. I just
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just think it's a good question to ask sometimes when you're just for yourself when you're making track. Like, why this sound?
Hmm.
Like,
I'll
what's
tell you one thing that's not easy about trap. It doesn't come from playing it in very much. Usually, for me, it comes from a loop because it's hard to play in. I guess if you do one layer at a time, it's not so bad, but
yeah?
it doesn't happen to me when I am playing in drums. It happens to me when I'm using loops.
Mm. Well, I guess you have people that just people that are crazy good finger drummers.
That's true. That's a cool skill.
That's a cool
I
skill,
would,
but I haven't seen it much. I also
it's
often wonder how practical it even is because you probably wouldn't perform with it very much.
just for producing though. I
Yeah, I
think
guess.
Pharrell's good at it. I've seen some videos of Pharrell. It's like, wow, you can make a
Oh yeah,
track
yeah.
really fast. If you can just play it in, you can make tracks really fast.
I had no idea. Um, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We have a track from Mams. We should go through these because we're way behind. Got a track from Mams with a music video this time. It's called Yaw. In brackets. Classic Mams catchphrase. All right, let's see if this works. Whoops, that was double. Sorry. All the microtones. Can't believe Mams fell asleep during his own song challenge submission. Nice speedy synth. That kind of almost gets drone like trance-inducing speedy arps. It's not typically what I associate fast arps with.
I like this bright sound against it all. It's really cool. There's a finger solo.
Yeah. What did you use for to get a microtonal key, Mams? Like what kind of VST? disorienting sound.
I like this solo. It's chaotic.
Mm. Even the visuals get more and more drunk.
Mams is so free and creative.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's always something different. I love that about Mams' work. You never really know what to expect.
Yawning into the microphone.
Oh yeah, and Mams is releasing his 12th Jams album, which is a year of Jams albums, I believe, because it's like a monthly release. That's very cool. Congratulations, Mams. Well done.
Yeah. Mams is good at doing that thing where you make music and have fun.
Yeah.
It's not that common. And it's
And
really
at expressing
important.
it also.
Yeah.
I always feel like Mams expresses like a very genuine joy to just make some noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never know, I never know what Mams is gonna do. And just seems like someone whose creative juices are flowing and just got into a good habit and a good mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like kind of easy. I don't know. Mams, do you think it's fair to say you find making music to be easy?
Are you ever in a creative rut? Like
Do you
impossible.
find
Never. Never ever.
making music to be easy?
Music easy or something?
Do you find it to be easy, Mams? Let's find out.
I want to hear more vocals. I'll say. I want to hear more Mams vocals. Because I like these jams, but I wonder where they would go if he lets vocals take charge of the story a little bit. To kind of hold my hand a bit more and show us where we're going. That makes sense. Because I like Mams' chaoticness in his music. I just wonder what would happen if vocals were to guide it.
I think Mams should think very hard about what scares him and do that.
What does scare Mams musically? Because
There's got to be something.
there's got to be something, but he does a lot, though. He does a lot of experimenting. He tries it all. What could
Search your
Mams?
soul.
What could Mams' weakness be?
What do you feel like? I wouldn't do that musically. Come on, ma'am. Search your soul. See if you can find something that you aren't comfortable with. Spider. That's
Spider scale. That makes me think of the Steve Vai thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The warm up thing. Yep.
So
Spider
Alright.
music it is.
think about it, ma'ams. Though, if you can,
Yeah, I
when,
think it's
in the
good.
future, think about something that you feel uncomfortable doing. Maybe it's making a very
Maybe it's like something totally obvious, like something very simple.
or it could be something like writing about a certain topic, or that being said, it should be something you would like to do but
Well, that's
are
true. Yeah.
hesitant,
Yeah.
like yeah, because you don't need to go like write about trauma or something just because it's scary, but it's like more like I tend to be guarded with humor. I use humor as a guard. Pop is uncomfortable. Do pop, please, ma'am. That's a great
Simple. Yeah, I was
thing to do.
wondering that, but at the same time, Mams has done some poppy tracks though.
Maybe try to make it sound like
What if Mams wrote a song for Britney Spears?
Yeah, like right, like you have to pitch it. You're gonna pitch it to, let's say, yeah, it could be someone you like, so some musician that you like. You're gonna prepare a pitch pop song for some big star, big pop
That's
star.
a good challenge. It would be fun to give everyone like because most of the
Their
people
nightmare.
submitting, we kind of know them now, you know? We know what they do. We know what's comfortable and what's not. It would be funny to like give everyone a personal prompt.
Mams has to write 5 seconds of well-produced pop.
5
So-
seconds.
Yeah, because just getting the sounds, getting 5 seconds to sound well-produced will teach you a lot. It's hard to make
That's
a whole
true.
song sound like pop level produced.
That's
And pop level, it doesn't mean like it's like what the way pop sounds. It's very hard to do, and that's why it's good to try. And it sounds cool, but it's not necessarily gonna get you superior results objectively. It's just yeah. My prompt is overthink your song. It's an interesting point, but
make an overthought song. Yeah.
yeah, just
Well
try
produced overthought song.
5 seconds. Let's say 6 seconds, man. 6 seconds at 120 BPM. So it's gonna be
6 instead of 5 though. That's pushing it, Ben. That's
Well, then
cruel. That's just
let's
cruel
see,
right there.
isn't that a measure and a half though? It's 6 beats, right?
Well, it depends on your tempo.
At 60 BPM, not 120. So yeah, 6 beats so 12 beats. So 3 measures at 120 is 6 seconds. So yeah, 3 measures of well-produced pop. Really try to get it. Try to copy the sounds. You have all the tools. I know you have it. I know you can do it.
I believe. Mams can do
Pro level
anything.
harmonies. Lestis, are you afraid of the pro level harmonies? Because from the unison chord pack. But that is the thing. It's like if there's
are those like the pro level harmonies? I was wondering what that was. But
yeah,
it's the
from,
unison thing.
Unison chord pack. They sell pro level harmony, which you really you have to be a pro to do stuff like like getting those 2 5s. Maybe make it minor.
Woo! Oh my god.
Yeah, I can do some pro level harmony.
That's pretty wild. I've heard you teach lessons. Ben Levin musicschool.com. Is this true? Is this a thing?
Yeah, it's because of I mean, I have my own music school because I'm a pro, and I do this.
And this is where we learn the pro level.
Yeah, it's basically stuff that sounds like shit unless you do it just a certain way.
Dang. And we can learn that and more at benlevinmusicschool.com.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody. Excellent.
I'll take any student. I always emphasize the lack of scarcity. that gets people to sign up. I'll take you any day, any time.
That's a very creative business strategy.
Thank you very much.
I like it. Nyai2P has a track. We're going to listen to it. It's a Wave Collective collab because there's a bunch of people playing on it, which is always very exciting. We got Quitchman on Ebo, Stealth Mouse on drums, Dr. Human, electronic noises. Ooh, that's a good question, Mams. Nani ne wetua is the title. Gotta love Ebo though. Such a cool sound.
I don't know if it's true of every guitar, but it tends to get used with the neck pickup. It's actually, I think, cooler with the bridge pickup.
Because it cuts through better?
Well, you put the Ebo over the neck pickup, but you have the bridge pickup selected, and it creates actually a pretty dark tone, from what I remember. When the neck pickup is on, it's a very harsh tone.
Huh. Ebo and slide combo. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like how it kind of seems to shift through modes. Maybe depending on who's playing. I haven't quite found how it's approached, but there's like some modal changes happening that are interesting. It's all modes, different ones. Okay. Does Opeth use a lot of Ebo? I didn't know that, Dante. Oops. Cool.
Well, that was full of cool textures.
Yeah. Very nice, like, proggy ambient soundscape kind of thing.
It definitely felt ambient as a result of all the chaos. Like, that's the funny thing
Yeah.
that sometimes is surprising, is that you can have a lot of like active parts that are really busy and full, and the result is ambience. Like, it's not just stuff like this that's ambient, but just anything where the texture feels like it's moving very slowly becomes ambient. So I feel like if you are going for ambience, then I think you have a good formula there. If you're going for chaos, if you're trying to make people feel chaos, I wouldn't go by having chaos. To evoke chaos, I think you need a lot of contrast in density. So, like, it sounds very orderly. Believe it or not, it sounds very orderly to me because it's so consistent and sure. But if you were trying to make it chaotic, I don't know if you were or not, but if you were, I would recommend having moments of just one instrument, and then moments of 3, and then moments of 10, and then moments of 1, and then just the drums for a second, and jump around in terms of density and range. But I don't know exactly what you were going for there, but it worked to me as an ambient piece.
Yeah, I like I like what you brought up. I actually gave me another idea. I wonder what Nyai2P would do if he'd roll with the idea of modes, but actually separated them. So it's not just one big like ambient piece where it kind of changes modally. But say you have, I don't know, like a verse that's in C Phrygian, but then you go with a chorus that's in C Lydian or something, where you have a very specific mood shift because of those contrasting modes. It's a cool experiment to try in general, I think. I don't know. Are you able to demonstrate that, Ben, perchance?
Yeah, for sure. So the contrasting modes?
Yeah, like how it would feel if you shift from one to another.
Definitely. Yeah.
'Cause some people might not know what that is.
Yeah. So when you when you're doing harmony, You might have something like this. Yeah. This drone here. And you might, over that, play something like this. And we still feel this is home one. And now a big change. We've switched modes. We still feel that's home.
We're still in.
Even though that's home.
Yep. Still the same root. But
and now we'll switch modes again. So if you really want to bring that out, then it helps to also use dynamics to play into it. So like making the change pretty different than what was there before. Like, and then making this next change big. And then going small again.
yeah, that's great.
And then go big again. Or maybe go really high for this next one. So I think if you change up the texture of what you're playing with the mode shift, it brings it out more. Big shift up ahead. We'll do
Ooh, that's a nice
how about
chord.
this one? Very big shifting modes, but also shifting textures. Another thing you can do is there's some chord progressions that really emphasize certain modes. Like if you want to emphasize Ionian, the first mode, you can do 1 4 5. 1 4 5 1. If you want to emphasize Dorian, you can do 1 minor 4 major. 1 minor 4 major. 1. If you want to do Phrygian, you could do 1 minor flat 2 major. 1 minor flat 2 major. 1 minor. If you want to do Lydian, you could do 1 major 2 major. 1 major 2 major.
Which you can also use for Mixolydian.
Yeah, I mean, if you start on 2, if it's 2, then
Exactly.
yeah. So like, if I went, this is 1 major and then flat 7 major. Da, na, 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 na. It's 2 major chords next to each other. This one and then this one. If you want to do another one for Mixolydian is just to do a dominant 7th chord. Just leave it alone.
Kind of like a drone, actually, then.
Yeah. And then Aeolian, you could do like 1 4 5 again, but all minor. So like 1 minor, 4 minor, and then 5 minor, and then 1 minor.
Or you could make that 5 major and go to harmonic minor.
5 major, 4 minor, 5 major. So that was melodic minor. Oops. Try again. 1 minor, 4 major, 1 minor, 4 minor, 5 major. Oh, that was cool, but on accident.
That was a cool chord, yeah.
Yeah, and then you could do 1 minor, 4 major. That's Dorian again. Yeah. So I'll make a video about that stuff.
It's a good idea. There's always a good topic to cover. But yeah, I think that's like, if you want to go for a more like organized approach to using your modes, I think that idea of, just for starters, really, of exploring modes is to pick one per like section of the song. So then you can really like hear the clear difference in sound also between the different modes that you're using. Like if you have a verse that's in Phrygian and then a chorus that's in Lydian or something, there's a very obvious tonal shift that's happens when you do that. So that's something that could be interesting for you to try out. I2P. On the lookout for some chord vamp scheme for melodic minor modes. I think melodic minor is difficult. I'm not that well versed in it either.
I got one.
I think it's
for
more
ya.
difficult because you get a lot of spicy chords.
Well, one vamp that I really like is you do, so if you're in C melodic minor, C, D, E flat, F, G, when you get to A,
Well, you
The
have those two
sixth.
dominant chords back to back that are cool.
yeah, but when you go to the 6th, you can do 2 minor 7 flat 5s next to each other.
Yeah.
And then, and that's pretty rare in music. So
Mhm.
you could do something like, all right, so that's A minor 7 flat 5, B minor 7 flat 5. So that's the 6th and 7th chord in a row. And here's some noodling over it. And then the two dominant chords that Hugo mentioned, those are really good too. So it's C, D, E flat, F, starting on F. You can go F7 to G7. And so here's that. So this is the only place I think where you can find two dominant 7th chords back to back.
I think so.
In
like a common
So-
skill, anyway.
It's the 4 and the 5. 4 7 5 7. So here's noodling. But another good one for melodic minor is just a dominant 7 with a sharp 4. So you just arpeggiate it. Oops.
Yeah, Satriani is really good at like modal interchange.
So that's just straight up melodic minor. So those are some vamps for you. Going
Yeah, there you
6
go.
minor 7 flat 5, 7 minor 7 flat 5, or going 4 7 5 7.
Pitch
Minor
axis.
major 7 is good. Yep.
You're right. You're right, Christian. Pitch axis. That's what it's called. That's something like Satriani is probably the king of that stuff. Pitch axis stuff. Cool. Let's listen to Bruno's track, which I'm not even going to pretend I can pronounce.
Don't pretend.
We got some cool guitar though. Toe is vibing. We got some vibing toes in the chat. Those drums slap. Very danceable groove. I like how the harmony is suggested through all the layers. Like this double guitar take too. That's cool.
Otherwise, it'd be cheating. Let's be.
Oh yeah. Yeah, not an obvious one for Bruno, exactly. The chord king.
Chord king, yes, but groove. God too. Groove guy. Groove god.
This is the groove guy. That was sweet. That was awesome, Bruno.
Yeah,
Very nice.
it's a lot of fun.
As always.
Very, very fun.
Very groovy.
I like two guitar stuff that does it that way,
Mm-hmm.
where they're like parts of an engine. That's totally like
That build up to that solo, that was really special, I think.
yeah.
Very cool.
What can I say, Bruno? You do a good job, and I wish you were my parents. You could lift me up and put me on your shoulders and
Both
pick me up and
parents.
put me down again. Yeah,
One for each guitar.
give me my bottle, feed me. You did great.
There you go. Please adopt
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah,
dot
have
com.
me. Have me as a child, please. I'm available.
What should Bruno do next time? What can be better? What can the chord groove king do better?
Well, I always I'll say
Say it. Roast the man. He's been put on a pedestal enough.
well, I just hate myself sometimes when I think these things because they're not necessarily that useful, but you could sometimes you're floating over the changes in a way where like my jazz brain is like, you could lean into the thirds more or the sevenths more. You could lean into those chords a little more. But then I like hear myself saying that, and I'm like, people liked the guitar solo. Why? But that's just like, I'll just tell you, when I hear changes like those, I'm used to hearing a little more leaning into uh the thirds and the sevenths when they come, but that does not mean really anything. Uh well, it does mean something. That is a good strategy for bringing out the chords in your solo. It's also a safe strategy for playing good notes over them. But you're training your jazz. You're doing a good job.
There you go.
I would say you could take the chords that you played that solo over and use it also as like a platform for further learning
Yeah,
where
like a
you
vamp where he practices on.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you just focus on hitting a chord tone at each new chord intentionally. Be like, I'm going to hit all the nines. I'm going to hit all the thirds. I'm going to hit all the sevens. For someone with your like current knowledge, it shouldn't really be that
Don't think that's much of a
hard.
stretch. No, I think that's a
Yeah,
very
you just like,
reasonable
but it's
step.
the kind of thing that if you don't do it, it's hard for it to like show up in your playing. So it might, I don't know, maybe that's something that you could go from great to even more great at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another one. Evil Hugo. Yeah, the red card changed me. This is it now. I'm going to roast y'all at least once per track. I think the start was a little bit too busy. I think your vocals could have been mixed a little bit louder. I think the guitars were a bit loud compared to the vocals. And I think the bridge solo section, which I like so much, would actually pop out more if the start of the track, like the initial verse, was maybe a bit less busy. So there was more contrast leading up to that solo, which feels like it could be a very like explosive moment. So I think that'd be cool to experiment with. A bit more sparse of a section and push that vocal more. Because it's good. You got a good voice, and it can definitely carry a track. It doesn't need all that support that you're giving it right now, I think.
Isn't it Vocalmore and Ryan Lewis?
Vocalmore and Ryan Lewis?
All right, Macklemore. Never mind.
Macklemore?
And
Wait, what?
Ryan Lewis. Okay, it's a hip hop duo called Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, and my joke was I said Vocalmore.
Vocalmore
And
and Ryan Lewis. Oh, okay. Yes, we want Bruno Moore and Rhino Lewis.
Yeah.
Specifically
And now
Rhino
Macklemore,
Lewis.
I think Macklemore now does. I don't know what happened or what happens.
Didn't he get a Grammy
Larry
and then
Macklemore.
it got kind of weird and then he kind of disappeared?
Could be. I think they wrote the Thrift Shop song.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't super tuned in to them at any point. I was too busy being having my life changed by who would have been either To Pimp a
Kendrick,
Butterfly or
or-
Damn. Yeah, when they were.
Yeah, because I
when
think
they
that was
were-
the whole drama around it. Like he robbed Kendrick off a Grammy or something, supposedly,
but
whatever that
Grammys
means.
dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Grammys are bad. How about that?
There
I
you
don't
go.
think they do anything
How's that
good.
for a controversial take?
I think
you
it's
heard it
bad.
here first on the red car.
I think wanting a Grammy isn't good. I think pursuing a Grammy isn't good. I
There
think
you
pursuing
go.
money,
Hot takes.
honestly, I think pursuing money is better than pursuing a Grammy. Like I'm not even making that up. Yeah, like I
haven't
think
thought about it, but I'm curious for your reasoning. I'm a blank
pursuing.
canvas on this topic.
So you have a currency that you get from a Grammy, which is like
Clout.
it's clout, and it is validation from your peers for, in theory, doing something exceptionally good, which it generally is, of course, but at the same time it really is more like you have you have sort of turned music into this winner takes all thing where we're going to pick the clout master of the year.
Yeah.
When you pursue money with your music, it's not that different. Uh, it's like the process is similar, actually, because it's not just about making the best art you can. It's about securing connections. It's about making yourself useful to the right people in the right way. And when you have money, when you pursue money and then get money, you're not necessarily, that's not like necessarily turning music into this contest where people say, well, which was really the best album of the year? We've got all these incredible rappers. Which one is the best one? Instead of making it like this, like, oh, you're the best pop star this year and you're the second best. It creates this fake kind of toxic kind of tumor in music generally, where even all the way down to your relatives at Thanksgiving, they're trying to compare you to other musicians in terms of your bigness, your fame, your clout, to decide how good you are at music or how worthwhile your music is. If you're pursuing money, you can do that quietly. You don't have to
But I'm not sure
fundamentally.
if you do it quietly, because if you pursue a lot of money, then you also arrive in the top one most sold album, and that's
Well,
also
that's only
competition.
if you're doing it as an artist, a public facing artist. But
Sure.
I'm saying basically what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that doing music purely for money is particularly a particularly great endeavor. But I think that's how much I don't like the Grammys.
Sure.
Is
I
I
know.
think that with money you can do things. With Grammy you can do things. The things that you want to do with either one are not that different. The Grammy definitely results in money, but the Grammy, we're already fucked up by the monetization aspect of music a lot.
Oh yeah.
But we're more fucked up, I think, by the competitive nature, because that is what keeps my mom from playing guitar, is that she's always comparing herself to how she played when she was younger. Because there's good musicians and there's the best musicians, and there's bad musicians. And this idea of the hierarchy till you're the number one rapper. And I keep talking about rap because we're talking about Macklemore and Kendrick, but it's in all the fields. Just this idea that you're number one sucks. It sucks. It's more toxic to me. It's in a similar category of toxicness as being hyper materialistic or hyper consumerist, because it colors the way people think about music in the first place. And music is so useful as just a form of self care, a way to connect with others. And it's a cool way to build confidence and to get excited about waking up, but it gets spoiled a bit by the competitive aspect of it and by the material aspect of it. So I don't act like either one, but pursuing the material, I think you can avoid just bastardizing music completely in the process. It's possible. I know some musicians who make a lot of money doing music, and they bring a lot of good vibes in, and they don't talk about the money they make.
Sure.
And they do a lot of good. The Grammys and pursuing the Grammys and talking about the Grammys, I don't know. I think it might motivate people, but in a bad way. Anytime you're I want to be the best, I think that's already you're setting yourself up for a weird relationship to music.
Very toxic one. Yeah.
Yeah, Dante Morris. I stopped reading top lists when I was 17 or 18. It's like an interesting thing. It's this thing we do when we're younger of trying to rank, you know?
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Maybe in a way, it's like you need that as a teenager. You need that kind of. I don't know. I'm just
I definitely
thinking out
thought it
loud.
was important. I thought it was very important. I think that's like kind of placed on kids. Like it's placed like I've said this a bunch of times, but when we see a kid drawing an amazing drawing, we say, "Oh my God, you're so talented. I could never make a drawing like that."
Yeah.
And we teach them that there's this zero-sum game of like, in order for
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
be great, that has to be in comparison to me. Like in order for your art to be great, it has to be compared to my art, and my art's terrible, and that's why yours is so great. And that goes very much against the whole spirit of this, for instance.
At the same time, there's something good about those top lists, though, I will say, because like I will watch end of year lists to just discover new music.
That I like, yes.
But that depends on the curator specifically, because I wouldn't just grab like, I don't know, random the Grammy top 10, whatever, if that even is a thing. But I would NPR. I would take Needle Drop. I would listen to.
Like all they have to do is say these are the albums that moved us this year.
Yeah.
Instead of best albums, and they would be doing the exact same service and describing it more accurately. Like these are the ones that showed up in their lives that they resonated with. These are the ones Anthony Fantano liked. When you rank them, I think I would wonder. I've never met Anthony Fantano, but I would wonder if he enjoys, if he could be a viable, like if his whole thing would work without the numbers. If he would drop the numbers.
I think he would. I think
he'd drop the numbers.
I'd like to think he would, yeah.
Because it's what he says about the album and what that's what he puts all the time into.
Exactly.
So I think he'd probably drop the rank too if he could. I don't know him that at all though. But like
but I'd like to think he would. Yeah. Yeah. The Wire's a good one too if you want a good curator. I want to shout it out. The Wire's a British music journal, if you will, with a more less mainstream thing. It goes a bit more into experimental artists, things like that. They have good great reviews, not ranked, and always end of year stuff too, which is really worth looking at. So yeah,
that is helpful.
Yeah, we have a track from Doctor Whom.
Ooh.
With Mams on fake sitar.
Okay,
and I believe there's a video for it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, there's some fakery here. I don't think they cheated, but there's some fakery at play. All right, here it comes. Fake It by Doctor Whom. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's some shred.
Hell yeah.
My YouTube's fucking up. My bad. I thought this was part of the video for some reason.
That'd be cool.
Just because it kind of had that vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Of like glitchiness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just worked too well.
Yeah.
Look, even Ben is glitching out now. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Oh, we can still hear it, please. It's part of the experience.
Yep.
All right.
Wow.
I love the very original YouTube edits where you like did the loading wheel and stuff. That was a very cool touch you did there.
There,
Very interesting.
jokes aside, though, there were so many really cool things in that video.
Yeah.
I'll watch it again later, but
Yeah, y'all
that
should check
was-
it out in the Discord. Discord.gg//Hugo Moroux. So links to all this stuff, but we're in the description, should be. So please go
It's
and
so-
watch all these videos there.
It's
Sorry.
so cool to hear Doctor Whom. No, it's important stuff. To hear Doctor Whom bringing a lot of the sound design that we've been hearing into a bit of a more like mainstream context. I know it's not exactly mainstream, but it's like way more of
I'd
like
say it's
a
more
song
accessible.
than
More accessible
yeah, like
of a song structure, yeah.
I'd say like the music that we've had more recently has been sort of like new classical music kind of feeling, like the new music experimental, like how does sound change you when you hear it? And
Yeah.
this is more like a song with, like the way it normally shows up with grooves and chorus and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's a really great merge. And yeah, like the fake stuff was really nice.
Mhm.
The sitar doing the sitar at regular speed and then fake speed is a nice touch. The video, what I saw of it, was a lot of effort went into it, and it really, I think, paid off. Congrats on a really nice art you made.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I like the idea of speeding it up to kind of, to take the idea of fast arpeggios, but take it even further by just really making them fast. Just speeding the
We
whole
love
thing
it.
up.
Please make it fast.
Make it all fast. Well, there was a slow section at the end. I actually kind of wonder what the idea was behind that, because every one thing seemed like a sped up thing. Let me play Evil Hugo again. So, oh, Hineni, hi. You
Good
doggy.
boy. I love him.
There we
He's
go,
gonna
our 5
play-
seconds of doggo content.
Doggy lunch. Yeah, he's having doggy lunch right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a big day for Hineni having doggy lunch.
Hell yeah.
Good boy. Have a good lunch.
So,
Get it.
if we're talking like experimental new classical thing, I think for a lot of that experimental music, it's important to have like a concept or something it's pursuing, like a question it's asking. And I wonder what that question is, because there was a lot of like fast forward stuff that made sense, that kind of, it was all in the same world. But then at the end, you had a slowed down section that kind of felt a little bit like it didn't belong anymore to me. So it's just, you don't even have to answer this. It's just more Evil Hugo open question, kind of like I did with Hams. Maybe more philosophical question. What's like if you make a more experimental piece like this? What's your concept? What are you trying to explore? What are you trying to pursue with your experiment? because it's experimental music. So what is the experiment, if you will, in a way,
I felt the concept in this was
other than
to
cordless
have
music, of course.
this. Well, that could be it
You
though.
know?
But I felt like the concept here was music that's sort of on the verge of glitching out and breaking down, but
Mm.
keeps on trucking and getting like you're like
Yeah.
pulling it through all the glitches, pulling it through the phone, like in the Matrix when they go into the phone,
Yeah.
like pulling it through. That's what I got.
Yeah, that
A
makes
crash.
sense. That makes sense.
There's Dr. Hume
I can
saying
see
the
that
last
too.
part was like a sort of a crash.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, after all that speeding.
Yeah, makes sense. Nice work. I really like it, and cool to see Mams on fake sitar. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It works really well.
Lovely
We should
drum
do
roll intro.
We should do a fake challenge where it's everybody is doing the fakes.
Didn't we do
Anything
that? Something
except
like
guitar.
that?
Maybe we did. We must have, right?
I feel like we must have.
We must have.
Maybe
How could we
someone in
not?
chat knows.
How could we not have?
We've definitely.
Did we do a
Faked.
nightcore challenge where you have to speed the whole track up?
No, we have not.
That could be cool.
We did fake
Oh.
vocals. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Evil Hugo has to just ask questions. But I think it's important because
Yeah.
obviously I'm not pointing out a flaw in Doctor Who's song. It's more like an invitation.
So for experimental music, like what is the experiment? I think is maybe like sometimes it's just like the process was an experiment where you're you're not really sure like where you're headed and you're just like doing stuff that you've never done before, and maybe it doesn't have a hypothesis, but it's like what would happen if because you like those experiments aren't done with the scientific method where you have a hypothesis that
Right.
you test.
Yeah. That's true. We
Could
did
just-
phase vocal challenge. Was that a vocal challenge? I don't remember.
It was like fake, using
I did fake vocals on that.
like it was like the slow down, speed up method
Mm.
because she's
Oh
got
yeah,
like
yeah.
format approach that she uses. Yeah.
We can do another one. We'll think of something.
We could do as fast genres like breakbeat, speed metal,
yeah.
nightcore, and you get extra points if you do nightcore.
We're gonna assign points and make it a competition.
Yeah.
There's only winners here.
Yeah. Everyone has to cover a song that's it's an incredibly fast song, and you have to find a way to cover it without it being fast. Or something. I don't know. We're
What-
thinking.
What if you take? There's just so many possibilities.
Ooh, what
You
if
can come-
everybody makes a new friend?
Make a Britney Spears.
fan
Make a
account.
song for Britney Spears, but turn it nightcore. Make a nightcore
yeah.
song for Britney. That would work for Britney
That would work.
Spears.
Yeah, make a nightcore pitch for Britney Spears. It's a pitch. You're
Pitch a
trying to
nightcore
get
song to Britney. Yep.
because she's open-minded.
Yeah.
We have only good things to say about her now because she's been through so much.
Yep.
I just remember being like in 5th grade and being like, instead of I'm not that innocent, being like I'm not that intelligent, and like giggling and like laughing, and then hearing like on Kazaa downloading a fake. It wasn't Weird Al. It was someone. We're all out of that.
I think the stream just disconnected. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We're back, right?
I think we're back. People will let
Nice.
us know, I'm sure. Oh, my internet's so weird today. It's so strange. I don't really. We're back? Okay, good. Thank you for letting me know. I used to be really into Britney Spears, actually. That was like one of the first artists I was really into as a kid.
Such good songs.
I loved it. It was so good.
I love that. What,
Yeah.
Like, why do I cry all the time?
Everyone is really into Toxic. Toxic is a bop. I think it's a
Yep.
bop. It's a good track. Yeah. Hugo is not that innocent. It's the red car. It's changed me. The red car has changed me. We have a track from Scully. It's called Walk in the Park. Let's give it a listen. And after that, we have a video. Hell yeah. Really pretty. Oh yeah, the subs are intense. Like how you hear the birds there again. Nice how it breaks open and then the birds come back. That's cool. It's
Yeah,
nice,
I loved
nice
that.
simple sounds. They're cute. They're just fun to listen to.
I loved it.
Yeah, it's very
It's
pretty.
so nice. It's so nice. That is. If I can, if I could just rank Scully's music and objectify it, that's my
You would
favorite.
really
Scully.
rank it.
That's my favorite Scully so far. No, but that stands out to
That's
me
a
as,
good
like,
Scully. I agree. It's a really good Scully.
one of the, like, just like not even comparing Scully to Scully, just in general.
We've had a
just
lot of
such-
Scully, though.
We have.
We could.
We've been lucky.
We could rank
been blessed.
Scully.
Yeah. But I just think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous melody and chord progression, and I love the twist and the chord progression there. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, that
really lovely.
unexpected harmonic change, that early on thing.
Works
that was
so
really
well.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So good. How was Dougie's lunch? Good.
The saw broke the song. The what progression? Oh, yeah. It's a harmonic change, not a chord progression.
Oh, right.
Just a harmonic change.
The arpeggiation.
Harmonic shift. Okay, evil mode. What do we say to Scully? What should Scully do next time? Bring the vocals back.
I think let's try a song
Although
with
this was
that
nice.
with that atmosphere. But yeah, you sing on it. That would be good. I don't think this song needs vocals. This song's perfect.
No, I
just
agree. This doesn't.
it's always good
Yeah.
to keep singing.
I think
Good to
because
take a
the
break.
track breaks down so much from a sound design perspective, synthesis thing, like you go more and more into electronic sounds and it gets more buzzy and more distorted and it starts breaking and all these things. I kind of feel that you're going for a juxtaposition between like this kind of like more human pretty sound at the start into a more electronic broken down thing at the end. And I think if you'd use a bit more dynamics in the playing of the piano part at the start, it would work a bit better. Just like subtle difference. Even if you're not a great piano player or whatever, you want to program it in. Just messing with the loudness of each note, just to kind of emphasize certain notes a tiny bit more, de-emphasize others a tiny bit. So you get a bit more of a volume shift between the notes, and you know that like that one high note, it's just a smidge louder. It just makes it feel a bit more human, and I think you get a very cool contrast then between what I now perceive as organic electronic juxtaposition. Try it out.
There you go. Something evil Hugo wants you to try.
That's what evil Hugo wants you to do.
It's evil to care.
And vocals from Ben. Evil Ben.
Yeah.
Stealth Mouse. Sorry, yeah?
Well, I just think this song is better as an instrumental.
No,
But
yeah.
it'd be cool to take
Next
that
song.
energy.
Next song.
Take that energy into vocals, yeah. All right, Stealth Mouse. So I was playing my last club date ever with Bentley in Baltimore.
Oh, that's right.
And we were there in Baltimore playing that last one, and there's Stealth Mouse saying hello. We had a nice little talk, and it was just real lovely. Yet another verified human, verified
Confirmed
sweetie
to be alive.
I've met John Sybil. I saw Lestis on this tour as well.
Oh.
And John Sybil. I saw John
Awesome.
Sybil out there.
Yeah, John
and
Sybil told me.
Lestis.
Yeah, I think.
And I saw Stealth Mouse. I met maybe Caitlin.
Okay.
In the past, I've
Not
met
this tour, or?
I saw maybe Caitlin on this tour.
Okay.
For the first time, and I met Amanda. Yeah. And I met I had a nice meeting with
a meeting. That sounds so official.
Basil.
Oh.
Not on this tour, but in November. And I've met a bunch of folks. Yeah, folks. And Lestis. Jessica, I did already say Lestis. But thank you for reminding me, because I wouldn't want to forget. Yep.
You met me before I became a cutie. Says Harmless Jarmus.
Yeah, we met Trig Jegman a couple times.
This tour too? Because you told me last time.
We met Trig on this tour, yeah. He dripped in from the ceiling. He went and just formed in front of us. And and Laserbolt and Bard. Laserbolt and Laserbolt Senior.
Okay.
Yes, there are lots of nice meetings. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm jealous. You were going to be here. No, I'm not going to put guilt on you.
Dr. Whom was in the crowd in November. That's cool. That was a good Dr. Whom. That was a good tour to not introduce yourself on, though, because we were really, really, really COVID careful. Super big time on that tour.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you for being.
Thank you for being there for us.
That's awesome, though. That's so fun.
There's a video
playing live, though. That's such a cool.
There's a video going around now of me butt bumping a person off the stage at our last show on the tour, because they jumped on the stage and were like getting in Courtney's face, and I was playing guitar, so I couldn't like use my hands. Not that I'd want to. I just used my butt
Yeah.
to bump them off the stage. Bye bye. That video's been going around.
Were they just being
Kinda-
annoying or?
They were, I think, tripping.
Ah, right.
Yeah. Jumped up and got in Courtney's face and wanted to take the microphone.
Where do we find the video?
It's on the Bent Knees fan club Facebook group. I don't know.
Why do I recognize this child? As in Bard, John. I assume you mean.
Yeah. You want me to send it?
Yeah, drop it
Or-
in Discord, maybe.
Okay, cool. It's I don't know how I feel about it, but I am interested in it.
Of course,
Is
we're
it-
all interested.
It's a
I don't know.
wild
I
time.
won't show it on stream then. I'll just watch it for my own private enjoyment. But let's get into Stealth Mouse's track, which has video, which is super exciting. Let's see. It's called Moonpaw. I think this had an interesting story about feline revolution, feline revolution, which I recommend everyone reads up on in the Discord. Link in the description. Oh boy, I gotta learn all that YouTube lingo. All right, here comes. Hit like and
Yeah.
subscribe, guys.
That's
And
cool.
put a smiley in the comments.
Look at that. There's space in the cats.
Andy knows. Dang, Andy, I can't believe you're here, man. That's awesome. I hope you're well.
That's cool.
Like this synth sounds
Turkey
chanting.
sin.
Yeah.
Gobble gobble turkey.
Yeah. I can't unhear that now. The turkey synth. Wow. We're ascending. Gobble synths. That's a genre right there. Gobblecore.
a good point from Mams. There's a lot of cool synth stuff on this challenge.
Yeah, that's true, actually. A lot of people going for synths.
I don't know
cool.
if you'd ever have come up with the gobble 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 without needing the arpeggios for the harmony. I just loved the gobble gobble where it was and how it was.
Direct result, you think?
Must be everything. Everything must be a result of the prompt, because that's everything. Everything is just a cascade.
Because restrictions breed
Creativity.
creativity. Yes.
See, I'm restricted in this
It's a
rectangle.
little box. It's quite small, isn't it?
I have to express myself in it.
Quite limiting. You've got more room to breathe, though. I'm really stuck in here. You're lucky. Your cage is a bit bigger. Raise the holy prompt. That was fun. It's good to hear you do more vocals, Stealth Mouse. That's awesome. And I love the storytelling you did with it. Although the vocals were a bit soft. They could be louder. But I read the lyrics and I thought it was cool. And that's why I want the vocals to be louder.
Did you you use the Google Collab zooming VQ GAN thing for this, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I think so. I've been talking with Stealth Mouse a little bit about the
I like that
AI thing. And
The
he showed me the zooming AI thing, which was a bit different than the one. I don't know, maybe you can do it with yours too. I haven't figured that out myself, but
Well, it's just a different doc. I have bookmarked a bunch of different collabs.
you need to send me these after stream. Please.
I have zooming. I have one where you can replace frames in a video. So every frame in the video becomes AI'd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Please send me everything. Everything you have.
Okay. I'll send everyone everything right now.
Very cool. Yeah, that was great. I mean, you saw the comment coming. I think you mentioned it in the chat that you knew what I was gonna say. There you have it. Just need vocals to be louder because it's awesome. Especially when you create like an interesting story like that. Like they just deserve to be louder. I think there's an interesting question there about balancing message with aesthetics also, because there's also a lot of effects, of course, on your vocals. Now, I think in this case, they were just not loud enough. But you could ask, like, to what extent the effects on your vocals kind of muddied it up and made the lyrics less audible. And maybe that's intentional. Maybe that's part of the story you're telling. Or maybe you want to back off on that and rebalance that a little bit. But I think you got something really cool going there. And I just want more vocals from you because it's awesome. Keep it up.
Why not?
Why not?
I just posted in the Hugo Discord
Cool.
under Song Challenge. I posted the 3 ones I use. They're very simple, humble, wonderful collabs.
Thank you.
They're just like the Google collab.
On behalf of everyone, thank you.
I just want to welcome everyone and congratulate Stealth Mouse TV on a very cool track.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
Shall we go to Pugnacious Glue Gun?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. It's called...
Stubborn with that glue.
It's a difficult one. 2TJ might be the artist name. RPG OGGO Whip or Will.
Fair enough.
Well, this shit's so good, this is growing. Man, it's best than hell, this shit.
Oh, let's pause it because the stream is down at the moment.
Oh, is it?
Once it's back up. Yeah.
Oh, no. Why is this happening today? That's really weird.
I think your internet's working great because I hear you.
Yeah, and I see you too now, which is weird. We back? We're good. Okay. That was weird.
Yeah, I'm not back yet. Oh, now we're back.
Okay. Cool. Thanks
All
for
right.
letting me know. Let's relaunch this. Are y'all vibing in the red car, by the way? Is this a vibe? Is this a good vibe? Is the red car cozy? Let me know in the comments down below. After you hit like and subscribe. And what else do they do on YouTube? That's it, right? Like and subscribe and leave a comment.
And smash the bell.
Smash the bell.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single video. Except if you don't smash the bell, you'll miss the videos.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, but well, the shit show goodness is growing. Man, the best is out of this shit. Old show though, I swear.
Yes, this is Laser Bolts.
Oh, GGG, oh, but GGG, oh, wait, right there. Matt, what is? On the deck, yeah. Welcome. No. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Laser Dad, technically, yes. There's more delay. It shouldn't be much. I really wonder what the approach was in this track. If this was like all free flow, or to what extent it was planned, and to what extent it was like free flow.
I think it's built around like the field recording of talking.
Yeah, he set up his studio outside, as far as I know. He shared something on Instagram with me. Like an outside studio, just brought it all outside and recorded it there. Oh, I like how found sound it sounds.
Definitely.
Usually does free flow. I read some of the lyrics and it has like a very political imagery to it, which I think works well for this kind of style. It's more like chaotic free flow vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of punk.
Yep. I'm gonna chop this up, says Dante. That'd be cool to actually hear you do. See what you would do it if you reinterpreted it like that. Cool, that was interesting.
Yeah, I always think that stuff like that is important, sort of in the same way as sending like the package into space where it has like a record on it. is important of just like keeping track of like a very specific moment
Mm-hmm.
in your history. Like it's like somewhere between music and documenting like accounting. It's like somewhere between music and your taxes. Like where it's like keeping account of it just it like I feel like that music for the person who makes it is like so specific to a moment, and then to the
Right.
people who listen to it, it it it's so visual.
Mm.
Like it's like if you were to like use a Ouija board to like contact a ghost, it's like that could be the ghost. Just that music.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, I feel
different
it
time.
captures a very specific emotion, and it's hard to like give advice to music like that because it's so non. It doesn't conform to a genre where we have like expectations and all that. Like it
Yeah.
just has that very free vibe to it, and that's what I appreciate about it. Um,
Yeah, like have you done that before? Have you made a track like that?
not with vocals. Maybe a long time ago. More like lengthy synth jams where I just freak out with the synthesizer and went completely nuts with it. But with vocals, no, I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done anything like that.
Yeah. Probably sample it the way industrial would in nice. There's an industrial vibe to it too, I would say. Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely
Yeah.
an attitude. And there's a shared attitude, I would say. A very I guess it's a punk ethos, really. Um that's
Yeah.
prevalent in both.
If you've if you've had the opportunity to meet the Laserbolt family, they got their whole own thing going on. It's really cool. Like
Yeah.
they're just they're unique. They're different from any other family I've ever met in a good way.
They're incredibly
Uh,
creative, which is awesome.
so creative and
Bart
so
too, incredibly creative kid.
yeah,
It's so
they
awesome
take
to see.
creativity really seriously,
Yeah.
and yeah, just kind of inspiring.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
Um
Yeah.
I mentioned the cut up technique before, and I imagine you're already well aware of this laser bolt or pugnacious glue gun in this case. But if not, I urge you check it out because I think there's stuff you'd be interested in there. Because I think there too, there's a similar spirit, a similar mindset, something you might be interested in taking from or whatever you do with it. Just out of interest. Have a look into it. I think you'll like it. Oh, is Pugnacious Glue Gun Jesse? Are we exposing names? Cool. All right, we have a track from. We got a couple more. We have like 5 tracks left, I think. We got a track from Alex Artificial. There might be a video for this. I think there was a late submission.
Nice.
Let me double check real quick.
I remember last time was a really cool video. A B
Let's see if I
C
can find it.
D E F G H I J K L M N O P. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby in the baby carriage. A B C D E F G H I J K X Y Z.
Oh, you made it with Jesse. Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. I get it. I get it. Things are clicking together again.
Oh,
All right.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh, we got
ready?
some EB synth. I think EB synth's happening. Let's see.
Is it?
I think so. I think so. I think we're looking at EB synth right here.
Is that an AI as well?
Yep, it's a style transfer AI where you can replace one frame in video footage and then it colors the rest of the frames with that replaced frame.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Oh, it is.
Let's check it out. Wait, so you draw an image and it overlays on top of a video you shoot, for example?
Yep.
That's sick.
One frame is colored in and then it's trying to figure out the rest of the frame.
That's so cool. Very cool idea for a video.
Yeah. I love how it's falling apart.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Awesome.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Always really cool. Like just Alex has such a good has such nice ideas for heavy music and just keeps coming out with really nice like exciting, catchy, heavy tunes. They're really good. And cool
Yours
to
are
see
great.
you. Yeah, and Jesse St. Clair is a guest on it, I think. Am I right about this? And
I think so. Yeah.
are they the singer this time or am I
I think there's 2 singers on the track.
cool? Well, the vocals are awesome, as always. With like
Very in
yeah,
your face vocals.
I just would love to sing like that. Really cool. I like to see messing with EB synth there. That's a really cool tool. And yeah, definitely leaning into the artifacts is where it's at.
I agree. Yeah, it looks awesome.
One
I
thing
thought it was very exciting. Sorry, go ahead.
it's cool to take footage and you instead of like painting over the one frame, you just take like like 10, let's say, and use that to paint frame 1, and then just like all your skin gets smeary and weird
Oh,
because
okay.
because it's like painting all the stuff with something that's just slightly off from it. But that's still you. Something to try.
Wait, so is this?
That was just Jesse singing. Yeah, because I thought it sounded pretty different from Alex.
Oh, okay.
Great job, Jesse. That
Oh, my
that
bad.
was really intense.
It sounded
Really
really
intense.
good. I loved it.
Really intense.
Is the EB synth free, or do you Is it a
Yeah.
program you download, or what is it?
Yeah, it's a free. I don't know if it's still in the beta. It was when I got it. Let's see. EB Synth.
I'm very interested in this.
I think it's free. ebsynth.com, and then you go. Yep.
Okay.
Download.
I know what I'm doing
ebsynth.com.
this weekend. Very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Do it this weekend. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I love the riffs. They're very cool. Very nice descending, ascending line. You did a very cool line at some point where you went to like the major third and the minor third, which I thought was exciting. I'm a sucker for those switches between thirds. Maybe vocals tiny bit louder. There was like a section in the chorus where I thought the vocal could be a bit louder. Although like the production on it is great. Like I love the tone and how punchy and in your face it is. I just wish it was a little bit louder. Great track. Maybe next time. Maybe upper higher harmony, more like in an upper register could be worth experimenting with. I don't think that's something new to you necessarily. I just noticed it in this track. And I don't think necessarily this track needed it either, but that's all I've got for a next time.
It might be cool to take a similar approach you're taking with the AI and video editing to your music writing, where this would be like a whole different thing, but you try to get the like trying to think of an example. You have like one thing you could do is have like I guess just four beats of music, like what you normally do with all the sounds you normally use and the heavy thing, 4 beats of music. Then you take those 4 beats of music as a stereo bounce, do something weird to it, and have that be the next 4 beats, and then add to it, and then like stereo bounce that and have the next 4 beats be that, and see like how long of a chain you can go of like taking the initial thing and just morphing it and morphing it and morphing it, with committing completely to the mix each time, just bouncing in stereo instead of stems. Might be cool.
Yes. I have no
Very
idea what you said.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's
I was
very different.
searching the EB synth thing and saving it.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. You got to check it out.
I had to do it, but I'm sure Ben said something very cool, and I agree. You should
there we go.
Do this thing.
I'm just thinking of like how Alex, who I'd say is like very cooked
I listen
at
to
this
people.
style. Yeah, me too. This I'd say Alex is really good at this and should be just making tons of albums. Should make tons of albums doing this. As far as stuff I can suggest to push their music further, it's more just like, what if you take your curiosity with video and apply a similar like experimental nature to your composition process, just fundamentally. Yeah. And so I offered just an example of that. But I also, like, to anyone who's using AI, I think and this is maybe true about music too, it's always better to lean into what it naturally does and exaggerate that. So like in this time it's glitchy, so it's like good to lean into the glitchiness and the mess, because you save a lot of time and you build an aesthetic around something that's manageable. Because if you try to build your aesthetic around being perfect or clean, then all of the freaking time you spend will be just for way less learning.
Yeah.
You'll
Good
just
point.
learn slower.
I like that idea, especially because I feel Alex has a very established, quite unique style that works really well for him.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah. Just
really, the
keep
way
doing
to
that
develop that
forever.
is experimenting and pushing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great
Be a
stuff.
Joel haver.
Very nice. Keep it up.
Have yourself a Joel.
Love
And
to hear
maybe
it.
and welcome Jesse St. Clair to the challenge. Also,
Yeah.
I would love to hear any more stuff from you. You seem like a incredible musical force.
Mhm.
So keep it up. I'd love to see what you do next.
Next up, we got an old favorite. Limmy's back. We got Limmy Vanilli.
Oh shit.
I think you'll be excited to hear that.
Yeah. Break my brain today.
Oh yeah.
Harm me,
sure.
Lemmy. Harm me.
But before we listen to it, Ben, do you want to do a little improv while I grab some water?
Okay. Sure.
Little cliffhanger.
That was our little melodic minor moment.
You can use it if you want. Do what you want.
Well, I already erased it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Levin.
Shall I go forward, or shall I go back? Shall I
Thank you. Is that a doggy?
My dog is here. Hi.
That was great. Thank you. I didn't hear it, but it was great.
It was.
I loved it.
Thank you very much. I loved it.
Got some cool songs
I
today.
loved it. Yeah. So this has been a great display of creative day.
Definitely. Thank you all so much for coming out on the YouTubes. Just a bit of a weird place, but also very exciting. And we might do more streams here if you like it. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, or
We need
join my
this.
Patreon, because there is no subbing system on the YouTubes, but this channel does run on your support. And if you want to support it, please consider joining my Patreon. It is really cool. I promise. We do a monthly broadcast there, special masterclass thing, and there's much more stuff there. Just check the description. There's a bunch of links there. There's my hacking social media stuff that you can follow if that's your thing. There's no Skillshare here, but I do teach. And if you're interested in private music lessons with me or with Ben Levin, we're both available for lessons. So please do reach out, because we both love to teach, and we'd love to teach you more stuff.
We recommend Hugo.
I recommend Ben Levin.
I recommend Hugo.
But yeah, we might be doing more streams in the red car. I hope this is a okay experience for you all. I'm digging it. It feels pretty good. We'll see how it goes. It's nice to be trying some new things.
Definitely. You gotta try new things.
Isn't there some kind of YouTube similar support thing? I think that's if you're a YouTube partner, which we're not yet. And I'm also not sure if I would enable it, because I have Patreon, and then it's kind of double kind of thing.
Multi.
You have that, I imagine, Ben?
What?
But you have
Super chat?
Patreon too. Yeah, like
like a subscription thing? No, I
yeah,
don't
where
have
they can
any-
become a member on your YouTube channel.
I don't have that, no. But I can't say if I would or wouldn't if I thought about it, because I just haven't thought about it. But I have to say that generally it's probably in this moment more appealing to me to to focus on my Patreon,
Yeah.
to just try to do that well for
Makes
once.
sense.
Yeah.
Which is
Like what?
also just Ben Levin on Patreon, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good because that money, I need it and it helps me. But
There you
it's
go.
not good. It's also not good because I don't
Not
I
good to
haven't
need money, but it's great if it's there
Yeah.
to support you.
I haven't worked on growing it or doing anything with it for a while. I do Q&As every month and stuff like that. But
Mhm. Well,
yeah,
that's
I
good
mean,
stuff. That's fun. I would
it's
patron to
good.
you if I had too much
Yeah,
money.
that's I do private Q&As. I answer everyone's questions. That's good enough. But it helps me a lot, especially right now when I'm in flux and everything.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense right now. Well, some things do. My doggy makes sense. I love my doggy. He's over here. You can't see him because of the chair, but he needs a little bit of pets. I can
Dang
tell.
chair.
Yeah, he's feeling weird.
Evil Hugo definitely recommends channel membership, but good Hugo recommends Patreon or Ko-Fi. That's actually a good point, Alex. But Ko-Fi is more like a one-time donation thing. That's the donation thing I've set up for my channel right now, which is also linked in the description if that's something you'd like to do. Which thank you for considering, even if, just thank you all for being here. That really means a lot. That's really awesome that you're always here, always participating in these challenges. We really appreciate it. I think the entire community appreciates it. So thank you. It's awesome. Very awesome.
Everyone gets ideas from each other, and now even some people get mixed notes from each other.
Exactly. There you go. All right. Shall we finally listen to Lemmy?
Yeah, maybe should I switch my camera to my dog camera?
If you want, sure.
I guess it'll be easier for me to engage visually with the experience here. As long as I am dog cameraing, I have to get the thing, and it goes
Cool.
that way.
Can you still hear things? You're still
Yeah,
plugged
do
in?
you? Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yes. Perfectly. Excellent.
All right.
Let's play
I'll
back
try to
Lemmy
make this awesome.
while you figure
Yeah,
out your shot.
Lemmy Vanilli.
I like how the focus is on the stand. It's been a while, but incredible sounds, just like I remembered them.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's so pretty.
So good. Every
Super pretty.
time. I think we even ask you every time, where did you learn this stuff? This is incredible. It's like such good production, sound design.
They always give an answer like basically a shrug, like
Yeah,
I don't know,
I don't know. I just do stuff.
make a lot of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Who do you
Yep.
listen to? What's like your go-to artist that you take from? But yeah, incredible sound design. I mean, we've praised you a lot.
Yeah.
And I still will because it's just that good.
Yeah, well, I think one thing that always strikes me is that everything just brings you to the next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing, and you just
Very
feel,
organically, like it just all
yeah,
works.
exactly. Like now, here we are. You're always just like, here I am. You know,
Yeah.
just you just like realize where you are, and you're there. Such natural transitions for music that's so incredibly dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's really, I don't know how I would do that.
I mean, they're very diverse sounds too,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I think those transitions are so incredible. Like it all just works, even though, you know.
Yeah. There's a ton of variety there.
Yeah. What can I say? I could tell you to put vocals in there, but
Nah.
it almost seems like a joke,
Yeah.
which it definitely is.
I think it's just like, what would happen if you like, what would happen if you started with like a sample of a singer-songwriter playing
Oh, yeah.
acoustic guitar and singing? Like, what if that was your base material? Like you start with
that's
something.
actually good. Yeah, what if you use a vocal sample and process that?
That'd be cool. But like, I was thinking just like a singer-songwriter acoustic like folkish thing as the basis, and then you do your thing with it. Just because this music, what I've heard, sounds very organic.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds alive and rich and not cold, but it also sounds unrecognizable. Like it's hard to be like, oh, there's a piano. But it'd be cool maybe if then that's cool in and of itself, but just as a way to try something new or that I haven't heard you do, it'd be cool. What if you started with folk music and then did your thing?
Yeah.
It's a thought.
There's a track by 106 Point Never that I really like where he uses a lot of, which you're probably familiar with, Lemmy. He has a couple tracks where he puts more like organic instruments in, which I think that would actually be an interesting thing for you to mess around with. It's a good point.
Always trying to tell people, like always trying to figure out what's something that this person hasn't necessarily done or hasn't done in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
That I can suggest. That's all. Like for me right now, I'm trying to make like a rock album, 2 guitars, like bass, keys, but I'm writing it all in MuseScore and then recording everything myself and seeing what happens, and it's been educational. I mean, it's hard. There's a lot of like
I feel like that's your bread and butter though, like rock stuff.
I think my bread and butter is like more like in the box, less like live performances, more like yeah, like you're right though. I've done that a bunch. It's just usually I have a lot of help, I think is the thing. It's like usually it's with humans playing everything, or it's in a studio with a producer helping get the sounds.
Right.
But I guess I'm just doing it all myself this time, or at least at first. See what I learn and to express myself.
It's a cool experiment.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to get good guitar sounds, even if you have a good guitar and you have good sounds. They have to fit with like the drums, and like I have good sounding drums, I have good sounding guitars, but they don't work together right now. That's just me pushing myself, trying to do something.
What we got to keep doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree, Alex. I wouldn't pay for Sibelius either. MuseScore will get more comfortable for you the more you
definitely.
do it.
MuseScore is definitely easier than Sibelius.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've tried both, and I thought Sibelius was an overwhelming mess. I just immediately thought whatever, kind of noped out of it and went back to MuseScore, which was equally uncomfortable at the start, but just more accessible for some reason. I don't know how it's just kind of my impression of it.
If you time how long does it take to put a note in on MuseScore versus how long does it take to figure out how to put a note in on Sibelius, they'll probably tie. But when you get to the part where you're like, how do I transpose, or how do I move notes up an octave, or how do I do this or that, and you're using a laptop and you don't have a number pad, MuseScore gets easier fast.
That might be part of the reason why it was better for me.
The first 3 hours you put into Sibelius or MuseScore, they'll probably feel similar, but the next 3, they'll feel different, I think. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what I'm saying.
We got a track from Albert von Moltke. Hope I'm pronouncing that correct. It's called The Marshmallow Cloud Sends Its Regards. It sounds like this. Also newcomer, I believe. First submission ever, which is very exciting. Welcome in.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for sending something in. and they mentioned it's a reference to one of your pieces, I believe. Double check. It was originally called Keyboards to Explain God's Presence. So I think it's based on the chord that you talk about in that video. Melodies, a bit of a video game vibe to it. Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Ooh,
It's lovely.
let me see. Oh no, that's it. There was 30 seconds of silence at the end.
It's lovely. Yeah, a really good example of harmony coming from a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
twinkle, twinkle,
Yeah.
tinkle, tinkle.
I like how the cello was used as a basis. It's a nice combination of cello and synth.
Totally. Yeah,
Very nice.
it's a nice atmosphere, nice experience. Catchy.
Mm-hmm. To me, it felt like like I said, video game scene unfolding, kind of like a pasture that's like developed. There's like a story unfolding on it, kind of thing, which was really
Mhm.
lovely.
Had like the sound of a music box.
Oh
like a
yeah,
warmed
it
up-
did. Yeah, you're right. I wonder
might be a
how
cool-
because some of it sounded quite meaty. I wonder how you would approach putting more organic instruments in. I think that'd be interesting to hear. Yeah, I don't know. It was
feel
great.
like,
It was lovely.
if you wanted to try adding, like, I guess the sense of that, you could try adding a reverb track that takes some of the instruments and has a little bit of like distortion or just like lo-fi kind of processing on it,
Mm.
and have that come in on certain notes just to build like maybe a sense of a room that is an indie imperfect room.
Right.
Just
I see what
something
you mean.
to mess with sometimes.
Yeah.
Just throw like automating it's going into the dirty reverb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. We got Igor Vajc, which I also hope I'm pronouncing right. A very long title. I'd have written a good song if I wasn't watching Riverdale instead. Ooh, that's an exciting rhythm.
Yeah, that's really cool. Cool.
I've never seen Riverdale. Is it that good?
Me neither. I don't know it. Yeah, the theremin adds a lot. It's
Yeah, that's
cool.
awesome. At first I thought it was kind of operatic singing when it first came in. It's a great sound. the vibrato on it. It's nice.
Yeah.
More and more disorienting.
Wow, that's a cool shift. Super cool.
It sounds like found sounds just breaking apart and stuff. It's a nice texture. I like that.
Yeah. Wow, it's really creative.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love those changes throughout the piece.
Time switch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very exciting.
really nice. There's an example of using like drum sample, like electronic drummy stuff, using it with so much detail that it really brings the energy of like kind of the feeling of people playing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just like a great example of how you don't need people playing. You don't need that.
That's true.
You just don't need it. I know that's old news, but it's
You just
sometimes
make
you
an album
hear.
on your own, even a rock
Yeah, you
album.
could. That's what I'm trying. Not because I don't like my drummer friends. I actually probably will replace my drums with them if my experiments don't go better. But I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with working with the drummers I know. Let me tell you. That's
Oh yeah,
I
believe
if I'm
that.
spoiled, if I'm spoiled in any,
The drummers
I'm
that I know,
spoiled.
you know, those
Yeah.
some good drummers.
The people who could play drums on my stuff that are my friends, I have spoiled.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But whenever you feel that way, though, you should just try to well, what I want to say is just work with one of them a lot, because loyalty and bandmates and all that. But then again, it's like you can work with lots of people, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I have no actual opinion to say there. I guess I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for my drummer
for all the
friends.
drummers.
This is my number one drummer friend.
The bestest drummer.
He's got a nice leg. He wants everyone. Well, he doesn't care about anyone except
Showing
for,
off some leg on
he
the
doesn't know about
YouTubes.
any. Yeah, but he's a little itchy at the moment. That's why he's got an itchy leg. There he is. Now he's not scratching his leg anymore. He's putting his nosy in my pants. Oh, he's good boy.
Has Igor ever sang for us? I wonder how he'd implement voice in a track like this.
You gotta sing, folks.
You gotta sing
try to
for
get
us.
everyone to sing. Have you been singing, Hugo?
Uh-huh.
Have you tried? Nice.
I got the vocal course you recommended.
Oh, you got the whole thing?
Yeah.
How is it working for you? How's it going?
I mean, I only have it for like a week or something now, but it's good. His approach is really nice. I'm excited.
He's friendly.
Yeah, very much.
This is New York Vocal Coaching's Justin Stoney. Has a real nice course on singing that helped me so much, and it still helps me. I still use it.
Did you go through the entire thing?
No, I got to the advanced part, and then I just stopped there because I wasn't good enough yet. I felt to do like the speed, because he has these runs that are like
at the end.
And I can't even show you because they're too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like trying to get the rest of it down before I do that, so that I win.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I think I just started with the second one, which is still pretty doable. You know.
Yeah.
I'll probably I looked a bit ahead at what was coming, and some of that later stuff is pretty dang crazy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You'll get there. And it's cool. It really works. It's like, oh, wow, level 4 is impossible. Then you get through level 2, level 3, and then you're ready for level 4.
We'll
Just
see.
like that.
Maybe one day.
You just takes about, I feel like, a week or so for each level.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
you do about a week per level.
yeah, just like every day for a week. Maybe
Okay.
take a day off.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same, like 6 days a week or something.
But then whenever you want to record vocals, you do like, you find the one that's intermediate for you, like just the beginning of intermediate for you, and you use that as a warm up for when you're going to record vocals. For me,
Right.
that's number 3. 3
Okay.
1, 3 3, 3 4, 3 5.
Yeah, I
We're
think you
talking
demoed
about
that
levels.
to me, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
did
one I
that for
warm
a
up
while,
with.
and that was like, when I started it was a bit rough. Yeah, especially the
But
later
then-
ones, the fast ones. That was what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's sort of D. It's fast. Yep. I'm not advanced, but I am expressive, and that's
what it's all about. Look at Lou Reed.
Yeah. I'm excited to get advanced, though,
I believe in you.
and I'll be expressive in new ways. Thanks for your belief.
Let's listen to
It'll cost you.
Quitchman,
All right.
the 5 of Clubs.
Whoa. This is
Very metal sound.
that's cool.
It's Jazz Night with Quitchman.
Really nice. It's funny that the bass is so heavy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Really cool.
All right.
Really cool.
That's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be longer, Quitchman. Like, obvious. Hello? Why is this
You
not
can just
longer?
slow it down. Slow it down 50%. Or 25%.
Yeah, I'll just listen to a vaporwave version of this until you give me a longer songs.
That's the solution. Anything you
so.
want from music, you just make your own version of it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a pain. But yeah, that was
For sure. Yeah.
a lot of fun. Really good. Definitely a standout Quitchman track for
I
just
agree, actually. It's a
instant-
really interesting track. I think
Yeah.
if he works it out, he really has something special there.
Yeah. I think Quitchman is very special.
I agree. Quitchman is great. And I'm going to see Quitchman in 3 weeks at TwitchCon.
Oh my goodness.
Or WaveCon, I should say. We don't call it TwitchCon anymore. We call it
Quitchcon.
We're going to see him at QuitchCon.
I'm gonna go see Quitchman at QuitchCon, and then I'll see Lestis at
LesCon.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my god.
Yeah, I went there.
You done did it. We got a final track from Witch King featuring Stealth Mouse. It's called Lost
Witch
Bonds. And it was uploaded 30 minutes ago.
Nice.
You done did it again. All right. 2 weeks and 3 days. That's exciting. We got to make a lot of music together. nice.
Really cool bass line.
I think it's pitch shifted guitar, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Not like a 6-string bass.
Really appreciate how Witch King has gotten more into production.
Yeah.
I think if we compare like earlier Witch King submissions to this, you'd see a huge difference.
Maybe we should do like a New Year's stream where we go through some of the like first ones by a long
That'd be
time.
awesome. Yeah, we got to do that for New Year, exactly. End of year
Like,
kind of thing.
We'll like feature a few people who've just been doing a lot of them, and then ask them to pick like one of their favorite ones they've done in addition to their like first one.
Yeah.
Might be a cool series. Like we could do one on my
Be a cool
channel.
conclusion also at the end of a season.
Yeah.
Be awesome. For a nice, wholesome
Wow.
stream.
Yeah. Good vibe.
Oh, I like this interplay between the guitars.
Counterpoint. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, quite Cure-like. I agree. In this part.
Sing like this over it. It could sound like you're a little tired. That'd be cool.
Gotta have Witch King on vocals again.
Yeah.
We encourage all the vocals. Well done, Witch King.
Congrats
That's
on
nice.
getting it in.
Congrats on figuring out those melodies. Probably your most complete. I was gonna say it's. Yep. Step up, paid off. I agree. Very nice. Very nice. Well done. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you.
Yeah.
It's all been really cool to hear you do your take on how to write a song without chords.
Yeah. It
And
was
also very different solutions for it too.
and you could tell like it wasn't hard for people. It was
Mhm.
just inviting different ideas. So it's not a hard challenge, but it's exciting. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Yes.
It definitely is creative. Like you have to be creative, but it's like there's so many ways to do it. So it doesn't
Well,
feel
exactly. It's not.
super tight.
There's definitely multiple solutions out of it, kind of thing. So in that sense, it's not hard. But also, you gotta take a moment to think about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to use that mind. Mind, oh mind,
Wonderful
what
submissions.
a wonderful day we're having. We're having. We will go listen to everyone's new songs again. Let's start them over. Let's start over.
Another 4 hours. Let's go.
Let's just blow through them though. Just like let's listen
We're
to them
not
all.
tired. We're just gonna nightcore blast through all the songs in one go.
All right.
Now,
First up,
first
who do
up,
we have?
beautiful ambient background music. It's sleepy
Yes.
time.
Making us sleepy. Go to sleep, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please, if you want to support the channel, check out my Patreon or book a lesson with me. Book a lesson with Ben. Ben, thank you so much again for coming on once again,
Thank
as
you,
always.
Hugo.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for keeping this up and bringing your creativity in. And at this point, so much learning has happened that y'all are ready to teach too. And that's exciting to me because I'm, just hearing about Bruno and Sumiko working together on the mixing. I just think about how much y'all lift each other up and how many more people will write songs thanks to you. Not just us making the venue, but you all make venues too. You just it keeps going. You're
Absolutely.
helping people write songs by making it. We'd have nothing to stream if you didn't do this.
For sure. That's what's so cool about it. Yeah.
I'd just be working on making a candle using little scraps of organic matter I find around the house. And Hugo would probably just be doing pull-ups and sit-ups.
Yeah, I'm totally that kind of person that likes working out. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's definitely my
for
vibe.
admitting- Thank you for admitting that finally.
Thank you for seeing me as an athletic corpse.
You are an athletic corpse.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you real soon. Be sure to join the Discord, subscribe to the channel, give me feedback on YouTube streams because we're learning to drive this car and it's cool to hear what's good and what's not good. And if you guys are kind of like, you know what, let's go back to the purple one. But we're gonna try out first. We're gonna try it out a couple more times. Thank you all. We'll see you real soon. Have a good night. See you for the next challenge, next stream. Bye-bye. Peace.
Peace.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza. Bye. you